Jason Gregor Show.
Flyers canceled out.
Looking that way, throws it in zone. Did he get the feet down? Yes, he did. Touchdown, New England.
On Sports 1440.
He made rebound fell along. What type of red call? Bouchard makes it 1-0 Edmonton. His third of the year set up by McDavid.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Thursday afternoon. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Gregor Show, as always, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, where you can get in the game, use the promo code Gregor50. Make a $50 deposit, and you use that code, and basically you'll get another $50 for free. Very, very easy at PlayAlberta.ca. Where the Edmonton Oilers tonight on the road in Columbus. Both teams playing their third game in 4 nights, and the Oilers are a slight underdog on the road tonight in Columbus. We will where they have not won. Do you know the Oilers' longest active road losing streak is Columbus at 4 games. 4 games with no points. Edmonton did go 0-3-1 against Toronto in their last 4, but they got a point. So it's obviously, I know it's a loss, but you know what it is. It's the Gary Bettman loss. So Oilers have not won there since 2019. They didn't play there in 20. They didn't play there in 21. And the good news for the Oilers is that Jack Roslovic is on their team right now, because those 4 losses, Roslovic played 3 times in his career at home against the Oilers as a member of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He scored a goal in every game, including having 2 in the third period of a 4-4 game. They broke it open. So he's got the game-winning goal. He's had game insurance goals twice out of those 3. But now he's on the Oilers side. It's his hometown. He also could tie an NHL record. Now, it's very odd. It's a very rare record. Andrew Cogliano, some of you might remember it. March 7th, March 9th, and March 11th, 2008. Andrew Cogliano, in Columbus on the 7th in a 1-1 game, overtime hero, 3 minutes in the $1.53 into overtime. 2 nights later in Chicago, it was a wild game. Ended up being 5-5, goes to overtime. Andrew Cogliano, the OT winner at 3:01. The Oilers fly home. They won 2 in a row. They're excited. They come home against the St. Louis Blues. And you're thinking, he's not going to score in overtime again, because the Oilers were leading that game 3-0 against the Blues. Blues storm back, tie the game. It goes to overtime. The clock is ticking down. And Andrew Cogliano, with 5 seconds remaining in the third period, scores the overtime winner for the 3rd consecutive game. He's the only player in NHL history to do it. Now, you want to know what else is freaky about that? Andrew Cogliano played 1,294 NHL games. He had an overtime game winner 3 times. That was his only stretch. In 5 days, he scored 3 overtime goals. Never scored an overtime goal again in his career of almost 1,300 games. It's wild. That's why it's such a crazy record. How many teams even play 3 games in a row in overtime and then have the same score? You know what? 2? It's happened like 6. It's already happened 3 times this year. Adrian Kempe did it in back-to-back games for the Kings. Cole Caulfield did it in back-to-back games for the Habs. And now Jack Roslovic has done it in back-to-back games for the Edmonton Oilers. So he's rolling. He's playing very well. Now, I know a lot of people say, the Oilers got lucky. Well, because the goal was called back. Okay, sure. But what if the linesman made the right call originally? Because how many times is an offside blown down And maybe they would have scored if they got in the zone, but we'll never know. So what if the linesman made the right call, blew it down? No one would be talking about, well, they got lucky. So I don't love that rule, by the way. Right? It wasn't really involved in the play. I get it, but I don't love it. Like that one was, drag your foot. It's a little odd decision, but just shows you when you're standing there. And if you think you're offside or onside, I'm sure he thought he was onside, but he wasn't. And cost his team a point. So the Oilers, who dominated the first 30 minutes of that game, like dominated. Flyers had barely any shots, barely any chances. But they came on, and I thought actually we're the better team in the third period. But the Oilers get a win. So now they've won 2 in a row. Can they make it 3? They have yet to win 3 games in a row this season. They will try tonight. Calvin Pickard, who is not off to a very good start. The team, and he's not got much help, though, either. His expected save percentage is .868. So that's not good. They haven't played great defense in front of him. So we'll see what happens tonight. Alec Regula will come in for Ty Emberson. David Tomasek is going to come in for Ike Howard. So I would think Tomasek's going to play with Frederick and Henrique possibly. Keep the top 2 lines together, and then you keep the Philp, Janmark, Lazar line. Now maybe, you know what, maybe he'll move up Janmark on Henrique's line. I could see it. It's a possibility. So we'll see what they do, but that's the lineup change. What about the Blue Jackets? So the Oilers played Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Columbus is playing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So it's third game in 4 nights for both teams. It's not a real big travel from Philly to Columbus for the Oilers. Is one team that much more rested than the other? Nah, I don't think so. But Jet Greaves, he played in Edmonton on Monday. He played in the shootout win in Seattle on Tuesday, and now he'll play again tonight. It's wild. Their first 14 games, Dean Evison switched his goalies 7 games each. But suddenly, Jet Greaves, and it's an odd thing. Now, the coach said that his goaltender, Elvis Merzlikins, is healthy. But he's not playing. Didn't play Monday, didn't play Tuesday. He's not playing tonight. So that is a little bit odd, let's be honest. So there's the line change. Also, no Boone Jenner for Columbus. Boone Jenner got injured in Seattle, and, quote, it won't be a short time, which means that's a long-term injury, unfortunately, for Boone Jenner. Now, Kent Johnson was a healthy scratch in Seattle. So Evison is trying to get the attention of some of his players. Merzlikins, Johnson. So I would think Kent Johnson, after being a healthy scratch on Tuesday, should come out ready to go. And the Oilers, they'll need a good start because their last 3 games in Columbus, they've trailed 4-0, 3-0, and they've given up 3-0 leads in the first period of the last 2 visits, and it was 4-0 in the first 5 minutes and 56 seconds the game before that. So not good starts for Edmonton and Columbus. They were actually down 6-0 last year. Remember, McDavid got hurt on his first shift on October 28th. The Oilers were getting pumped. Ekholm scored a power play goal with 27 seconds left to ruin the shutout last year against the Blue Jackets. So they will want a much better performance, they being the Oilers, tonight. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 is where you can text us in our eWell inbox. I'm Jason Gregor. Connor Halley is here. Comment, how you doing?
Doing very good, Jason. Weird. It does not feel like a Thursday with that midweek day off. But, fun game last night for the Edmonton Oilers. Crazy to see what Jack Roslovic is doing. And crazy, the whole Cogliano thing. Could it happen again? It'd be wild. But, yeah, doing good things. How about you?
Well, I'm not doing great, not going to lie. So for the first time, and I can't remember how long, I had to shave my face right down to the wood. I've had stubble for, I can't remember last time. And so yesterday I was joking around my wife, and she had some hair. And she's like, because I'm getting some grays in my beard. I'm sure people have noticed. And so she's like, oh, let's try it. So I put a little hair dye on my beard. Dude, I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know what the hell was going on. My face, it had all itchy as hell. It's got red spots all over it. So I had to shave it all off today. It was, the worst dumb decision on my part. So, so we'll see. But it's, when you don't shave for a long time, it feels very different. Feels kind of naked, feels awkward. My lips But like, obviously I had some allergic reaction. This morning when I woke up, it's like I had just came from the surgeon with some lip injections. They're down to a normal size now. But this morning I was walking around like I was some Hollywood starlet who felt like, you know what? How are you with big lips? Like, God, it was brutal. It's like I had a fat lip, but I hadn't been hit. And it was like tingling. It still is. It's weird. Feels like there's something on, and I don't like, so yeah, obviously that's a sign. Just it's a no-go for me on the dye job. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, a little awkward. I know everybody walked in there like, what happened to your face? I'm like, yeah, I know. It's brutal. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you without a beard.
No, you know what? When I was like 18, 19, I shaved all the way down. I was working at the grocery store, and a lady in the bakery was just like, you shouldn't do that. You got a lot of red bumps. And since then, I just let it grow out a little bit. The most I trim it down is to like a 1, but no, I've never gone all the way down. And yeah, coming up 20 years. So I fear that to happen. Like, I'm gonna get the bad razor burn and all that sort of thing. So
well, yeah, maybe you were using a bad razor. I've shaved my face lots and never had red bumps.
I think it was just bad skin, soft skin.
Skin.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, I don't think I've never seen you without a beard. It's been a long time since I haven't had stubble. So it's kind of it's kind of weird. And I can't rub my face because it's so damn itchy right now. So it's brutal. I'm just curious, anyone else have that reaction? And then I read the instructions afterwards. And it even said, oh, there's a possibility of this. And I'm like, what? Like, why? What the hell's in it? I have to read the instructions on it. So not good.
Was it the stuff meant for facial hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, it was a box of just for men. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Clearly not. So not ideal. Anyway, I'm sure someone else out there has had a similar experience. Let me know. 833-401-1440. Other news. You know what? NHL last night, the Oilers win good. We'll talk lots about the Oilers game coming up. But I don't know how closely you've been watching the NBA, Con Man. Did you Steph Curry performance last night on the road? First of all, the Spurs, first time ever in franchise history that they have two guys with a a triple-double in the same game, right? That's pretty impressive. The Spurs, right? Castle and Wembanyama each had a triple-double. First time ever the two teammates for the Spurs have done it. But then there's old Steph Curry, the ageless wonder, who says, you know what? We're not having I'm just going to take over in the fourth quarter. He ends up with 40 points. He has now had 40 points 43 times since the age of 30. Only Michael Jordan has had more games, and he did it one more time than Steph Curry. So Steph Curry's next 40-point game is going to tie the record for most 40-point games after the age of 40. The guy can still ball out. Then what about OKC Thunder? And the kid, now they are the defending champs, right? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's doing all right. He is, there's him and Wilt Chamberlain. That's it when it comes to consecutive games with at least 20 points. Now, Wilt, the record is 196. He did it then 92 times, and now Shai's at 86. It's pretty damn impressive, man. Like, you think of the history of the game, all these other players, and no one else is in that category. Now, I think it was even 80 when he got to 80 that no one else was there other than him and Wilt the Stilt. But there is some numbers. Jokic's game yesterday. Oh my God, the guy had 52 points through 3 quarters. He had 52 points, and the Clippers starting 5 had 52 points. And I was watching that Clipper game, and I'm like, remember when the Clippers decided, you know what, Mr. Powell, we're not going to sign you. We're going to sign Bradley Beal, who is always freaking hurt. And look what happened, Cons, yesterday. Bradley Beal out long term. Meanwhile, Powell is out in Miami. That team isn't great, but what do you have? 28 yesterday? Like, you wanted to, like, what an odd decision. Powell was great for you, but you went out to get Bradley Beal. Like, Bradley Beal might be the most overhyped player in the NBA in the last 10 years that I can think of.
We the norm. Yeah, exactly. And what, 6-7 games played, I was averaging 8 points for Beal. No, it wasn't very good. I think a lot of people would have seen that one coming. Just going back, because looking Thunder Lakers, I'm like, okay, we get a marquee matchup here. It was 70-38 at halftime. Like, the game was over.
Dude.
The Thunder are so good.
They are
And
good.
like, the Lakers have been playing really good ball, and Luka having a great season. Only had 19 points last night, but yeah, that one was over at halftime. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. Absolutely wild. Coming up on the show today, Landon Ferraro is going to join us right away. We'll talk orders. We got Portsline out of Columbus, your Remchuk and Speck. We got another pregame show inside the Gregor Show, which starting at around 4:30. Also, we got 2-minute warning with Cam Tate. We'll get to 5 questions. David Owens from Sherbrooke Liquor. Also, Zach Hyman not playing tonight, Oiler fans. So look for his debut on Saturday. And before Saturday, the Oilers are going to have to make some moves. So their salary cap hit with Zach Hyman. Let's say, because right now they got 23 guys in the roster. So let's say you add Zach Hyman to the roster, right? They would then be at $97,691,344. So they'd be 2.191 over the cap. Now, some people might not know, because if you go to Puckpedia and other places, it says that Ike Howard's a $950K cap hit, but he's not. His bonuses, which are averaged over 3 years, make him a $1.61 million cap hit. So if he goes down, then you can send another player, and then they'll clear it, which would probably be Troy Stetcher, I would guess. But if you don't send Howard, then they'd have to send 3, because if you send Stetcher and David Tomasic, well, that's not enough. So I firmly believe that Ike Howard will be the guy going down for the Edmonton Oilers. And that's okay. He's only playing 9:30 a night. It's hard to break in 2 rookies at the same time. Matt Savoy just looks a little bit more NHL ready. Matt Savoy, I think, has played really well. I know he had the 2 assists yesterday, so that stands out. But I actually think his game's been pretty good here for the last 3 weeks. This is a little snake bitten. Wasn't getting a lot of, puck bounces. Got some yesterday. Picks up 2 assists. Good. His speed, his tenacity. I've noticed it. So Ike Howard, because if it's me, Hyman comes back in, I put him right with McDavid, and I keep Savoy on that line. I put Mangiapane down in the 3rd line in place of where Howard's playing. Well, tonight it looks like it'll be Tomasic or whoever else, but that's what I would do if I was the Edmonton Oilers. So you go Stetcher and you go Howard. Now, when Nugent Hopkins has to come off IR, there's got to make another roster move. Actually, technically they don't, because they'd be cap compliant. It's when Kapanen comes off. They'd have to make, because he's on LTIR. They'd have to make another move. So that's a few weeks away. But look for a move tomorrow. Now, remember we've talked about this in the show, I call them game day waivers, where you can put a guy on waivers. He doesn't really count on your roster, but you can't do that when you're bringing someone off of LTIR on the same day. So that's why the Oilers couldn't put Troy Stetcher on today on game day and activate Hyman at the same time. Doesn't work. So if Hyman's going to play Saturday, you'll know tomorrow, because they'll have to put someone on waivers. I guess in theory, they could just put Howard and Tomasic down and keep 8 defensemen, but I'm not sure, what's the reason of doing that? Then you're only going to have 12. Well, you'd still have 21, I guess, forwards, but that would be an odd. No, they'd have 20, because Nugent Hopkins isn't active. So I don't see why you would go 12 and 8. That wouldn't make much sense to me. So I think Howard's the guy who's going to go down for sure. And then Troy Stetcher makes sense. But he'd have to clear waivers first, which of course would be put on waivers on Friday. And then he clears or is claimed by Saturday before the game starts. Hey, Gregor, is there a first gear that Howard, if you're not going to sign him to a contract, goes back to the minors after 25 games? No, Howard's already signed to a contract. Lady, he's got a contract. He's signed a 3-year deal. So no, he is. His deal is done. Hey, Gregor, Ben Simmons would like a word. Touche, Kalo and St. Albert. You're probably right. He would be. Yeah. Now he's always banged up though, but still, yeah, he might be a little bit more overhyped than Beal. That's fair. Maybe Beal just leaves you want. He had some great years for sure, but lately, I'd never understood that decision by the Clippers to choose Beal over Powell. And a few months later, it looks way worse. Way worse. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Landon Ferraro will join us next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Cooling jingle auditions, take one for Gene Principe. Are you ready, Gene?
Ready? I'm not just here to make a thermo a couple of bucks. I'd never just microphone it in.
Take one.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Nice.
Boom! I'm a musical genius.
Legacy's going to love this for furnace season.
What's not to love with no interest and no Principe payments for 1 year?
Are you always like this?
Yep, unlike a furnace, I have no filter.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need, Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
They are late, tasting just so right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Harris Wiener. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhawk beef jerky is the best.
it might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhawk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business, and for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit titansupply.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 2:20. How are you? Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. It is game day again. Oilers continuing their 7-game road trip. Victory last night in Philly. Good start to the trip. Oilers, heck, you go 3-3 now in your remaining 6. You're happy you're 4-3. Obviously anything better than that, I think would be a big win. If they could go 4-2-1, I thought that would be a pretty successful, very successful 7-game roadie. So a chance tonight against a Columbus team who, like the Oilers, playing their 3rd game in 4 nights. Difference is they played in Edmonton and Seattle Monday, Tuesday, and now they're home. Oilers were in Edmonton Monday, Philly Wednesday, and in Columbus tonight. I'm not sure there's much of a fatigue advantage. I'm a little surprised that Jet Greaves is playing again. He played in Monday, he played Tuesday, and he's playing tonight. And Evison, when asked about it, just said, Merzlikins is healthy. I'm just going with Jet Greaves. So obviously something is going on. Aaron Portzline is going to join us next hour to get to the bottom of that. Oiler lineup changes I'm expecting. Zach Hyman will not play tonight, but David Tomasic and Regula will come in for Emberson and Ike Howard. Looks like he is going to get a rest tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. Now let's get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. And man, it has been a while, but the Saints, they got a double dip at home this weekend. Friday night, tomorrow against Vernon, and then they host Okotoks on Saturday at the Thompson Family Arena. Get your tickets, sgsaints.ca, or you can get them at the door. They have really good crowds at that facility, so you might want to check it out. It's a great place to watch the game this Friday and Saturday night. And we are joined by former NHL'er pre- and post-game analyst for Sports 1440, also does some stuff for Sportsnet, Landon Ferraro, back on the show. Landon, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm excellent. It's interesting. You can look at it 2 ways. The people, the Oilers got lucky. The goal was called off. I'm like, sure. But what if the linesman whistled it down for offside originally, and then no one even thinks about it, right? It's kind of funny how the perception is you go from luck, even though the call was right. And I don't love review. Don't get me wrong. I don't love it. But that was an odd offside. How do you not just drag your leg on that play? I don't get it.
It's amazing how you can have a mental lapse at that point of a game. You're going across it on the near side, the puck's going through the middle, and you just don't even think about it. You feel like you're on side and you're trying to keep your speed. But I mean, that one especially, like you said, it's pretty easy to drag your foot an extra couple inches, considering he, kind of quickly brought that right foot forward to take himself offside. But you're right. Like, it is perception. Everyone is focused on the goal and being lucky, but you're right. Like, if it just gets blown down, it's not even an issue. But, in the pregame show, we were talking, and, I kind of jokingly said, like, I'd like to see a 1-0, 2-1 game out at Edmonton. And, when they're playing good, they play really good defense, and they don't give up a ton of grade A chances. And, they held them to 21 shots, and like, that's a good step again.
Yeah. Well, I thought they dominated the first 35 minutes of that game. And then, eventually the other team's going to come back. My only concern is, and it's kind of the concern I've had all year, Landon, is you're up. The shots were, I don't even know what they were, 19, 22-5 at some point, but it's only 1-0. And it wasn't like they were getting glorious scoring chances. Like, yeah, they're generating, it's better, but to me, their offense still isn't where you need it to be 5-on-5.
No, and I think it's a pretty easy fix. It's about getting more traffic in front of the net and getting pucks delivered in there. With the Oilers, it's always kind of been a thing where they have the skill, they have some really good skaters that can kind of lap the ozone, but they end up getting stuck on the outside a decent amount and trying to make these perfect plays to the backdoor one-timer and things like that, where, especially in a game where it's a low shot, low scoring affair, like, just make it a little easier on yourself and get bodies to the front of the net and get pucks going there. Like, give yourself a chance for some easier offense.
What do you make of the, you say easier offense? Like, I found they had a lot of possession at times, but it didn't lead to quality chances. What do you think was missing? going from possession to chances?
I think kind of just what I was saying, like everyone's trying to help out the cycle. Everyone's trying to kind of be in that support when really like you can just get someone to the net. You have those good skaters holding possession, moving around, but as soon as you see that lane open up to the net, just having more of a willingness to fire pucks to the net. And I don't want the Edmonton Oilers turning into a straight shot volume team and just throwing everything in there all the time, but you can see it in so many parts of different games for the Oilers where they are cycling around the offensive zone so well, and now it's getting extended. Guys are getting tired. Like you need to have that bit more of a killer instinct of like, now's the time to pounce. We don't let them get off by skating around the outside still, like getting people to the inside, attacking seams. And especially again, once you say you're in the cycle and you're the guy that's carrying it up and you're getting towards the top of the circle and you see some open ice in the middle, like take those hard strides into the guts of the ice and deliver a puck in there and let your buddies try and bang it around and see if you can get that rebound in.
Landon Ferraro joins us. Landon, Matt Savoy did get fun, the first 2-assist game of his career, first multi-point game of his career. I've actually liked Savoy's game for the most part this season. I just found like he wasn't getting rewarded for playing the right way. And last night he did.
Yeah. And that's the tough thing, especially as a younger guy. He's in his first full year of NHL play. And, I think I said it in the pregame show as well of, like, he seems to be around it all the time and he's making himself a part of the play, and he just couldn't finish the last 5% of the play to finish off for the goal or connect the pass that would lead to the goal. That part was just escaping him a bit, but he's getting more comfortable. He's getting more confident, which is more important in his play and what he's able to do. And now he's on a line that, obviously has a lot of skill, and it was really nice to see him get those couple assists because you're right, like he hasn't got that lucky little break at the end, and for the Oilers, like that's another guy that can provide some of that secondary scoring, especially with the way that he skates and the energy that he plays with. You want him to just keep building because that's a really good piece for the team that they can be useful going down the line.
Looking, Regula's coming in. I've liked his game a lot more than Ty Emberson. And I think if Regula gets in a run here, Emberson might be hard pressed to get in the lineup. Where do you come out on Regula versus Emberson?
I'm kind of in that same boat as you. Like, there's some years that separate them, and the size of Regula and his skating ability, like those are all things to really like. Emberson has battled the puck a little bit and over the last stretch here, and it's one of those where where the ceiling of Emberson is quite a bit more than where the ceiling of Regula is, and trying to get him in and playing with a little bit more offense. And obviously, I'm not saying leading the charge or anything like that, but he makes some really good passes. He reads the game pretty well. Like it's another piece where, given some runway and some time to really grow and get more comfortable, he hasn't played a lot of hockey over the past couple of years, and getting him that time now could pay really big dividends. You find another player that can really make some plays for you on the back end.
Yeah, well, and size difference. Like Emberson, he gets hit so much for a guy who doesn't play that many minutes, right? Like he holds onto the puck kind of it's almost like his processor just takes him a while to process where he should move the puck, and then he moves it, but he's just getting hammered.
Yeah, and the other side of that too, because I don't disagree about like processing the play that's coming at him, especially when it's a forecheck and he's going back for a puck. But the other side of it too is, I'm not saying that he's a bad skater, but when he does see the puck, getting rimmed in, he goes back for it, and you can see him shoulder checking. Like it's not like he's getting surprised by the hits. It's just that his feet and hands can't get him out of the way to where he can make that next play with if we're, talking about him between Regula, like Regula's got that size, it's a little bit easier for him to absorb the hit and still make the next play. But on top of that, he sees it and he can get himself to move a little bit to open up that next play as well. So he doesn't even have to take the hit, or it's more of just a bump, and he's using that momentum to get him out of harm's way and into a spot to make that next play.
Yeah. Up front, the Oilers, they're Coles and Draisaitl, Roslovic. That line's obviously got good chemistry. I don't think there's any reason why you'd switch it. Like Roslovic, I'll be honest, man. Like I didn't know his game was this smooth, Landon. Like he can beat guys one-on-one, and he's a rare player in this. At times when he glides, he accelerates. It's very weird. Like he is a really super smooth, kind of silky skater.
He is, and he's one of those guys that is, has skill, has production in him that has always been behind, bigger name players that get the headlines, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's just another guy that scored 20 goals. But when you're watching him every night and you see, especially playing with the talent, again, especially on the power play with McDavid and Draisaitl, and seeing him work with unison in there, to me, he's, there's lots of guys that can kind of make minutes work with McDavid or Draisaitl and can take advantage of some plays being made by them, but they don't want to hold on to a puck. They feel like they gotta get it into Draisaitl or McDavid's hands right away, and they don't really create much themselves. Like he's that mix right now that can play off of McDavid and Draisaitl. He can, he understands that in a perfect world, you want the puck on their stick and let them create and you get open. But when that's not there for him, he's confident enough in himself and his skill set that he's going to hold on to it. He's going to look to make the play. He's going to look to drive the line for that short stretch. And, for a lot of guys, like mentally, that's tough to do when you're out with one of the best players in the world between those two and always trying to defer to them. But they need guys to make plays too. The whole point of trying to find more wingers that can score for those two is to lighten their load a little bit. And when the majority of guys get put with them, it's always deferring. And for Roslovic, he's not afraid to hold on to it and make a play himself.
Yeah, well, he's got boatload of confidence right now. And hey, when Hyman comes back, I'm putting Hyman, McDavid, and I'm keeping Savoy there, and I'm moving Mangiapane down. To me, Matt Savoy has done way more than Mangiapane this year.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And we were talking about this yesterday, and I still do believe this, but it is Savoy's spot. He has the intangibles to be there, and rightfully deserves to be there. I still think that, being a younger guy, like being relied on for those minutes night in and night out in all situations might get a little tiring for him at different points of the year. So I feel like his spot will move around a little bit, but he'll be the mainstay on it for sure.
Yeah, no, he should be. Oilers taking on the Blue Jackets, both teams, third game in 4 nights. It's early in the season. I don't know if fatigue's really that much of a factor at all. Like, heck, Columbus is going with their goalie 3 games in 4 nights.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that fatigue is a factor for sure. I mean, like the guys have played so much hockey in such a short span already, but at the end of the day, that's what the schedule is, and they're professionals, and just like anyone else, like they want to play every game. They want to be in, and especially in the Oilers' case, I forget the number. What is it, like 7 games in 12 nights or something? But like that's a lot, and you generally don't want to be playing that much. But at the same time, like the Oilers get the 5-4 overtime win against Columbus, and there was parts of that game that you definitely saw them take some steps, but they still have a long way to go. And then they get into Philly the other night or last night and get the 2-1 win. And I'd say that they found a bit more of their game. Like right now, games are the best thing for the Oilers. Just keep getting thrown into it and keep trying to push the emotions and intensity up within the group and start, kind of pushing each other to take that step as a group.
Well, we'll see if they can end their drought. Funny enough, the longest active road losing streak for the Oilers is in Columbus, where they've lost 4 in a row. And actually, the last 3 games, they trailed at 1 point, 3-0, 4-0, and 6-0. So it hasn't necessarily been fun times for them. But the thing is, Jack Roslovic, he was the Oilers slayer because he didn't play the last one. They lost 6-1. But in the other ones, it was a 4-4 game going into the third. He scored both goals in the third. They win 6-5. He scored an insurance goal in another game, and then he scored the empty netter in the other one. So Roslovic has crushed the Oilers. He's only ever played three career games at home as a member of the Blue Jackets, had 4 goals. So they're happy to have him on their side. And if it goes to overtime, I think I know who I'd be picking.
Yeah, I think we got a pretty good idea. I mean, you got to love that 1-2 punch of lines coming out. McDavid and Draisaitl and Bouchard do their work, and then he comes and cleans up the rest. But I'm just hoping we don't have to hear that cannon even through a TV too many times tonight.
Awesome. Take her easy, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one.
There you go. That is Landon Ferraro here as our big guest today, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. Get your tickets, sgsaints.ca. We got a lot of texts coming in, 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We will take a break. And when we come back, we got something to get you in the mood for tonight's game on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
When you visit a Booster Juice location on November 13th and purchase any regular size smoothie, you get another one free.
No way.
Yes way. We celebrate our birthday every year with a special buy one, get one smoothie offer to show our appreciation for our amazing customers from coast to coast.
I'm ready to celebrate.
Thank you, Canada, for 26 wonderful years. We look forward to serving you not one, but 2 delicious smoothies on November 13th. Conditions apply. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Sure, your couch is comfortable, but watching the game is always better and on the rocks. With crystal clear TVs, you won't miss a single play, and the specials are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts. And play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the action this hockey season. See the menu online at ontherocksyeg.com.
Want sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
Ring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. Multiple CCMA and Juno Award winner, platinum-selling recording artist, and top 10 hitmaker. Celebrate the new year in Alberta, country style. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticeCenter.com/events.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game. Go deep! What you watching, Mr. Rooter?
The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Drain Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch! Wow! Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater?
Yeah, that's Very cool, Mr. Rooter.
For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen. From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Japa is digging deep on their 50-year history of supporting Alberta's construction industry with their line of special edition blackout excavators. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
246. Also today, should mention a guy who, man, I had him on our show a few times over the years. I wouldn't say I knew Larry very well at all, but obviously we conversed. Ran into him a few times at drafts in different places. But Larry Brooks, longtime writer for sports in the NHL, had two different stints. Actually left for a while, was a PR guy for the Devils, then came back and wrote at the New York Post. And man, he was fiery. The funny part was I was reading, people were sharing some of his best articles, and the one of them was the Don Koharski. Remember when Schoenfeld said, "Have another donut," which is still a funny line. But at that time, Larry wasn't a reporter. He was actually the PR guy for the Devils, and he wrote an article years later describing kind of what he had to do, because at that point, like, it's out there, man. It's on TV. You got to remember, back in the late 80s, not a lot of stuff was on TV, but somehow they had the famous corridor altercation between Koharski and Jim Shaw. And Schoenfeld was a tough dude, right? And I remember reading Larry's article, and Sean was like, I was actually pretty calm, because I just wanted to ask him. I felt like we were getting screwed over on the ice. And then he got defensive right away, and then I got defensive, and boom, it was over. It's a funny article. I'm going to try to find it and tweet it out later. But anyway, rest in peace to Larry Brooks, a longtime writer, outstanding writer for hockey. And I read a lot of his stuff all the time over the years. And he will definitely be missed in the NHL circles. It's time now for Thirsty Thursdays. And you know what? Maybe we'll do one in honor of Larry's David Owens joins, of course, brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor. 2 locations, all of you on the southeast side, 92nd Ave, 50th Street, or the original location, the OG, on 118th and St. Albert Trail. Whether you like beer, wine, cocktails, spirits, all alcoholic or non-alcoholic, they have the best selection in the city. Sherbrooke Liquor. Dave, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty okay. I mean, my concussion's been bothering me again. We were talking about that earlier, but my beard is on and intact.
Yeah, it's a little different.
And,
a little different than mine.
Yeah. When you get old, men look distinguished with the gray.
Yeah.
Jason.
Well, I didn't really have a problem with it. It was just, I got it given to me as a gift kind of for my birthday here lately as a joke. And I'd been sitting around for a month, and then, well, let's try it. No.
The joke was on you.
I should have read the fine print. Like, I read the instructions. Like, I'm like, well, they sell this over the, whatever. I just read how to do it, right? Yeah. So you mix all the things together, whatever. I didn't read the fine print until afterwards. It said, this product, you make sure you should put it on your forearm skin for 24 hours to ensure you don't have a reaction. I'm like, well, that'd have been good to know before I put it all over my face. So, first time that I've been clean shaven down to the wood on my face anyway in a long time.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well there too with that beard. It was some good work.
Yeah, it comes in. So, but I have to start over again. So
very good.
We'll see. But you know what? It's like anything. Once I get used to being clean shaven, because I never used to have a beard. I used to hate it.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if
it's cold. It's cold now. I did it once.
Well, that is true. You know what? That's probably true. Like I would never go. Like I never had just the biggest bushy beard I've had since COVID.
Yeah.
But usually I just have 4 days and I trim it 5 days. Just it's
Yeah.
easier to trim it than shave it.
It's true.
I find, there's you don't get any ingrown hairs or any of that crap, so it's a little easier. Now,
Exactly.
what are we doing today? We got some surprise here.
Okay,
What is
man,
this?
yeah, we are doing surprises today. So
Okay.
it is Advent calendar season coming up here with the holidays. And there's lots of them out there. There's whiskey ones, there's wine ones, there's gin ones that are out there and so on, and lots of different beer ones from different brands. But we've been putting together our own, craft adventure pack,
Okay.
beer miss pack, we call it sometimes, for years. And it's a top seller. It's a really fun thing all the time. This year, I think we've got at least half a dozen out of the 24 that you won't find anywhere else in Alberta. And a few that are super, super rare. So you can't find them anywhere else, or you won't find them for very long because they don't just give them out to the stores like that. So there's some great stuff. And, being it's an adventure, the whole idea is to, open something and you got surprised and you have a beer a day through the month of December. So
Okay.
I've got 6 beers here for us to try.
Okay.
I don't even know what's in these things.
All right.
They're hidden from me. So we're going to go blind with these and try them out.
All right.
And just kind of like the surprise we get there. But I'm not going to tell anybody what they are because that's a secret to find out if you buy the pack there.
Oh, so we're not going to say what they are. It's like I'm drinking them with the brown still on.
That's right. We're going to
Oh my
exactly.
God.
We're just going to
Okay.
taste them. We're going to
And I'm going to see if I know what kind of beer it is.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
We're going to
go.
put your
Oh my
your
God,
skills
this
to the
is gonna
test
be-
here.
It's going to be a big
Yeah,
fail.
yeah.
Big
Yep.
fail for me, I would think.
Well, we'll see how I'm going to feel today too. So it could be entertaining. Steven may be putting us up for a failure here. I don't know. No.
Does he know what's in them?
Well, he knows what's in them, but he doesn't know where they
like
are.
we're drinking in like a park.
Oh.
And it's like a brown bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're starting dark. Starting dark here, apparently.
All right.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Oh, I'm gonna guess this is a stout.
I'm gonna guess this is a stout also.
I'm not that inexperienced to know that the
That's right.
Although you did teach me that this, now I don't know for sure if it's an ale or a lager, because I did learn this year that
That's
you
right.
actually can have dark lagers, something I did
This
not
is
know.
correct. This is definitely a stout. It smells like it's a bit of a big stout too. It might have a little bit of a higher alcohol content.
Woo! A little coffee in there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little coffee in there.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, for somebody who doesn't like
Yeah.
coffee, any sense of coffee,
Yeah.
I can tell you that's a coffee something.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
All right. Look at Steven. Steven was trying to sneak
Yeah,
that
he's
one
trying to
past
screw
you.
me over, Steve. That's what he's trying to do.
Trying to sneak one past you there.
Yeah. Okay.
But there you go.
Yeah. Well, you open one, I'll open one at the same
Okay,
time.
there we go.
Run out of time.
See what's happening here.
All
right.
The other thing that so when people come into Sherbrooke,
Yeah.
they're gonna get the so how many are in the pack? 24?
24.
So it's 24 pack.
24. Yeah.
And it's all like, is it all Canadian beers? Is it all around
all
the world?
Canadian
What is
beers.
it? All Canadian beers?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they we'll get them out. We'll have them out next Wednesday at both locations.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause you got to need it by December 1st.
We got a big party going on at the store to get them built up over the weekend. We're gonna have a good time with that.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll
Yeah,
see.
that's right.
I'm curious. And because we have people already texting in wondering, do you know, like, can you buy a lager one, an ale, or are they all mixed at once?
They're all mixed at once. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to get a mix of stuff. Now, what we also do is we do help people curate their own packs, which is also fun. So we get lots of people to do that as well over the years, or they have a good time with their friends.
Oh, so they can make their own
Yeah,
pack if
come
they
on
want?
in. We will help you put one together.
So basically, you know that you want to get 24 because you're
If
like,
you-
I don't like stouts. I don't want any stouts.
Yeah. You could come in and we'll help you curate one exactly for that
All
kind
right.
of thing.
Well, the second one is a little bit lighter.
Yeah. Ooh, that's got a really malty backbone to it.
Very much so.
Mm.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that's got some flavor.
That is very different. I was not expecting that.
I was not either. That's it's kind of fun.
I don't think I've ever tasted a beer like that. Definitely not on this show.
I don't even know what that is.
I have no.
I
You're
have
the
no
expert,
idea.
You don't even know what it is.
I don't even
Okay,
know.
good. Because I
Oh.
was like, wow, I can't describe that at all. So,
Mhm.
well, that's a real good mix. All I know is that the
Yeah.
can is silver.
The can has got some silver on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
so
top
does
part.
mine.
Yeah.
Funny about that. Okay. And third one here. It's a little bit darker in the body, right?
God, now I want to know what it is.
Okay, that one tastes like a classic sort of lager, like a Czech lager style kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Oh, don't show anybody.
Yeah, I won't show
Sneaky
anybody. But
there.
I wanted to see what it is for myself.
Yeah. That was the one we just had.
Now, when you say, what is the biggest difference between Czech beers and Canadian beers?
Well, I think that, it really comes down to, the malting, the malt process they have it, and then the brewing and so forth. So, in the, you'll find that the Czech and the European ones, they have a very similar kind of really great, bitter start and nice clean finish to them. And this is what we're getting out of this one. And it's a little bit darker too. So sometimes we see that in almost box style beers and things like that. So,
like, if you had to pick, is there a country like Belgium, Czech, like, is there one that you would say historically they are the best beer producing country?
Well, Belgium historically is they're kind of the kings of
they're the kings
all
of
that
beer.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And they know how to make beer. It's amazing.
Okay.
So this one here is clearly a hazy one.
Yeah, like a hazy pale ale.
Yeah. Ooh, oh yeah. It's full of those tropical fruit notes.
Oh yeah, that tastes really good.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's top notch. Top notch.
So for anybody out there, if you're going to get this, you're going to get a wide array. And what's cool about it is you have one, you can pour it into 2 glasses, or
this is perfect
by
for
yourself,
sharing.
or you want to share it, because you'll get to try a lot of beers you might not have tried. Because that's the one thing as I got older, I found I like trying beers I never tried. Because worst case scenario, even the worst beer, I always like to say that it's like pizza. There's no such thing as bad pizza.
That's right. And this gives you an opportunity to try something you probably wouldn't try before. And you might find something you really like out of it. So it's a super fun way to do it, and we post stuff on every day as they get open, so we can you'll find out what it was and a little bit about the history of it.
So there are everybody's would be in the same order.
Everybody's in the exact same order. Yeah, we're all going through at the same time.
Okay. All right.
You bet.
All right.
Ooh, that one's got some color to it.
This looks like the last one looks like it might be a little pink lemonade-ish.
Looks like it's got a little bit of fruit in that, right?
Mm-hmm. So, oh my God, do the pink one and tell me what you smell. Because it tastes way better than it smells. I'm going to say that.
It does. It does taste
like it smelled almost funky.
Well, it is kind of a sour style, so sours will have some of that funk, aroma to it. Yeah, it's got a little bit of that funk to it. It's almost got like a wine kind of aspect to it,
Yeah, it's kind of pink.
It's interesting. It's refreshing.
It's a very different type of beer, David.
Very different type of beer.
Very different type of beer.
There we go. And last but not least,
now this just looks like a classic,
nice,
old
clean,
school, crisp lager.
Nice, clean color again. Oh, but it's got a nose to it. That's pretty hoppy.
Yeah, we should remind everybody, when you do this, make sure that you swirl it first to get a bigger glass, and you inhale with your mouth open. It makes a massive difference for understanding the taste and the flavor of your beer.
Sure does. That is a big pale ale or a big IPA of sorts. Yeah. That's got a ton of that, but a nice, like, it's a West Coast style where it's nice and clear. See that? Whereas these hazies are typically IPAs also, but they're very different. They're very fruity. Or this is one of those really big, bitter, pine, resinous.
And now,
bombs.
would most of these beers in here be available year round?
No, most of them are like super limited edition. And
really?
So we'll have we'll typically have some on the shelves afterwards for a little bit, but once they're gone, they're gone. Yeah, and there's we have a limited amount of them every year. We do a pre-sale.
So this is really for the beer aficionado who wants to try a lot of different worldly beers in the month of December.
Absolutely, yeah. And so we do pre-sales earlier on in the year through for the people through our through
so
our
people have
Sherbrooke
already
Club.
bought these?
We got a ton of people have already bought. Yeah.
And how many do you make?
We probably have an extra about 140, 150 to sell, I think, right now.
Okay.
And we're usually right around 500.
500 of them.
Yeah.
And you wrap them all. You said you have like a machine that wraps them, or
no?
what?
We've got a beautiful box with it's all branded. It's got holes in the front. Punch in. You can punch a hole in it, pick your can out, and away to go. And so we've got some ones from our last branding stuff that we we sell to people to help you build your own advent calendars if you want to do that. it's a great opportunity.
All right. Well, check it out. I will say that the last one might have been my favorite one. Funny enough,
That was a good one. Yeah, that hazy was really nice.
the hazy was actually very fruity.
Yeah.
Very fruity. So
Yeah.
I like it. Good
Well,
stuff. So from ales, lagers, stouts, you will have some different obviously some
looks
fruity
like some
beers.
sours in there.
Oh yeah, you need the sours.
Bit of everything.
Maybe they should put that popsicle sour in there.
Ooh,
that was very
that was one of
popular.
your favorites.
I had a party with my friends and gave them all we split it between 6, and they're just like, oh my god, this is really good. But that first sip, that is one of the most sour beers I've ever had. That first sip knocks you, and you're just like, what? It's like anybody out there, one of those super sour candies, and you put it in your mouth, and your eyes are almost watering, but then you like it.
Yeah,
it's kind of how that was.
Those big suckers.
Yeah, we went back and bought a 4-pack of it. It's really good.
Yeah, right on.
Awesome. Well, thanks. Great stuff, man. What's your thoughts on the Oilers tonight?
Oh yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, after last, they're riding high on some stuff, so you kind of hope that maybe they'll pull something out a little bit.
Yet to win 3 in a row.
So to win 3 in a row. It's good to see. Savoy was fantastic last night. I thought. I mean, the whole team was fantastic for a good chunk of last night. So yeah, it's they keep that rolling tonight. It'll be great.
And it looks like the last game without Zach Hyman. Zach Hyman should be returning Saturday against the Carolina Hurricanes. Will not be going tonight, but Regula's in, Tomasic's in. And it looks like Howard and Emerson are coming out. Also, the goalies are switching. Pickard comes in, and he could use a win for sure. And fun enough, Jet Greaves has started 3 games in 4 nights. So he's starting again tonight. So we'll find out in the next hour from Aaron Porcelain what's up with that. Because the first 14 games of the year, him and Elvis Merzlikins split it even. And their save percentage was like 0.02 apart. It wasn't much different. Their goals against average were virtually the same. So something must have happened off of the ice here. This just doesn't make sense. So we'll get to all that after our Connor Halley Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. It is coming. The snow and the cold. Don't wait till it's too late and you're in line. Plan ahead. Get your winter tires now. 15% off all locations. FountainTire.com.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Game day once again for the Edmonton Oilers as they're out in Columbus set to take on the Blue Jackets. Puck drop just after 5:30. Our pregame coverage with Gregor Walker Ferraro gets going at 4:30 here on Sports 1440. Elsewhere, Sharks in Calgary. The Avs hosting the Sabres. Caps take on the Panthers. You got the Sens and the Bruins and the Kings in Toronto. Sad news off the ice is longtime New York hockey writer Larry Brooks passed away after a brief battle with cancer at the age of 75. Week 11 in the NFL gets going tonight. Pats host the Jets out at Foxborough. Kickoff 6:15 in the association tonight. It all gets going at 5 with the Raptors in Cleveland taking on the Cavs. You also have the Suns and the Pacers. Hawks in Utah. Both those games starting at 7. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll talk some Jackets with Aaron Porcelain of The Athletic and hear from Tyler Yaremchuk of Oilers Nation. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Wow, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
Think your credit's not good enough for a new ride? Think again. Go Auto's car loan calculator is here to help. No commitments, no credit hits, just real answers. You tell us a few things, and we'll show you what you can afford. Text credit to 780-777-7777. That's credit to 780 all sevens. Go Auto. We do the math, so you can do the driving.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions.
Say afternoon. How are you?
There's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses,
a guy who banned, also today
are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm.
Just after 2:20.
It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Get Black Friday prices now at the Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching love seater chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off, and with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
The basketball show turns 10, and we welcome a new generation of basketball talk. Hoop City with Paul Sir airs Saturday mornings from 10 till noon on Sports 1440. From grassroots to NBA to the Olympics, we've got you covered.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in the technology, techniques, skills, and people that know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Hey, guys, I just caught the end of that. Where can I get that advent calendar? Sherbrooke Liquor, 2 locations. South side on 92nd Ave, 50th Street, or the original location on St. Albert Trail and 118th Avenue. It is, if you have a beer aficionado in your family, or you know what, you're looking for a good little fun gift, you and your buddies, whatever, it's great. It's a good reason. Hey, guys, guess what? You know what? We got to get together now. You don't have to drink them all. Maybe you just wait for the weekend and you do that week's ones for that. However you do it, should be a lot of fun. Aaron Portsline is going to join us in about 15 minutes. We'll talk about the Oilers from the Blue Jackets side of things, where they have owned the Edmonton Oilers the last few years. The Oilers obviously looking to try to reverse that trend tonight against the Blue Jackets. We'll get to that. And the Oil Report is the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Casino, lottery, instance, live dealer, sports games, you name it, they got it at PlayAlberta.ca. Hope you are having a lovely Thursday. Hey, the Oilers have won 2 in a row. You're like, what? What's happening here? They've yet to win 3 in a row this year. So we will see if they can get that done tonight. If they do, that would be a massive start to the 7-game road trip. You go 2-0. Now you're thinking, heck, you know what? Maybe you split the rest, and that's a 4-2-1 road trip. It's pretty good. You got Carolina on Saturday, Buffalo Monday. Then they're into Washington Wednesday, Tampa Bay Thursday, and they wrap it up next Saturday on the 22nd against the Florida Panthers, which I would assume would be a fairly easy game to get up for. There's a few reasons, if you're an Oilers fan, to be annoyed about the memories of Florida. Don't you think? You lost the Stanley Cup there 2 years in a row. Game 7, Florida. Game 6 in Florida. So, yeah, probably not the best memories, you could say, but maybe they'll get them fired up. We shall see. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. As we get to the oil report, brought to you by Go Auto. If you're looking for a vehicle, no better place to go. GoAuto.ca. Over 15,000 vehicles to choose from. All the brands, all the rides. And you get fantastic service, some great deals. Tell them the Gregor Show sent you. GoAuto.ca. Tonight, no Zach Hyman. But Saturday, he will be a go. He was on the ice this morning in Columbus skating. Also there, Stetcher, Ike Howard, Stuart Skinner. Guys who aren't playing tonight, Ty Amberson. So that's how it is for the Oilers. Tomorrow, I would expect if Hyman's we'll know tomorrow by noon, because that's when you have to put a player on waivers. If Zach Hyman, we'll know for sure by noon tomorrow if Zach Hyman's playing on Saturday. Because if Zach Hyman's playing on Saturday, they're going to have to put someone, unless they're going to send 2 forwards down in Tomasic and Howard, which, because those are the only guys don't require waivers, doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you send them both down? I would think that they will put someone on waivers. I know people keep talking about a trade. Is it possible? Yes. Do I think it's realistic? No, I do not. So I think that's the move. And I think it's like Howard who will go down. And there's nothing wrong with that. He goes down. He gets a lot of playing time. And Bakersfield could use him. No question. So it's kind of a win-win for all parties. Ike Howard, 85% of the NHL plays the American League. It is not a big deal if Ike Howard goes down there for a month, 2 months, whatever the time frame is. He's had a great experience here in Edmonton. I think he has an idea of what works, what he needs to work on. And then you go down there. But most importantly, you know what? Instead of playing 9 minutes a night, he's going to be playing probably 19 to 21 minutes a night. Going to play a lot of opportunities offensively. He's going to feel the puck way more than he has here in Edmonton, way more puck touches. And that'll make him a better player. Look at Matt Savoy. Does anyone think the minors hurt Savoy? Of course not. And it's not going to hurt Isaac Howard. And I think it's just it's a matter of time before he goes down there. You look at the Oilers lineup, as I mentioned, Calvin Pickard, likely, well, not likely, he will be starting in goal tonight. And, Pickard, he doesn't have great numbers. He hasn't had great play in front of him. As Kevin Woodley said, he's near the bottom of expected save percentage, meaning the environment he's in, not because you don't have your own expected save percentage, you have a save percentage, but his expected save percentage in the games he's played was .868. Meaning, if he would have just played average, he would have had an .868 save percentage. Not ideal. That is way too low. The league average comes in around .890 this year. So the Oilers got to play better in front of him. Obviously, he would like to play a little bit better as well. The Blue Jackets are going to go with Jet Greaves for the 3rd game in 4 nights. He played Monday and Tuesday in Edmonton and Seattle, and he's playing again tonight. They lost Boone Jenner for an extended period of time. He got hurt Tuesday in Seattle. They'll go with Voronkov, Fantilli, and Marchenko, Del Belbaluz with Monahan and Johnson, Sillinger with Coyle and Olivier, Wood, Lundestrom, and Chinikov are the other guys. So they are getting some guys back who didn't play in Edmonton on Monday due to illness. Werenski and Provorov. Werenski played 31-13 in Seattle on Tuesday. Provorov played over 28 minutes. And they're together as a pair tonight. Matejchuk and Severson. And then you got Christensen and Fabro. Christensen played only 7 minutes and 16 seconds in that game in Seattle. Healthy bench for the final half of that game. So he obviously, you know what? We'll find out from Portsline. I was looking at, the game was 1-1. So it wasn't like there was, catastrophic mistakes, but obviously they didn't like something in his game. So he only played 7-14. So if you think that maybe there's carryover fatigue, can the Oilers, I think with Werenski and Provorov, basically they're saying, you know what? Those guys are going to play a lot of minutes. They're going to be out against McDavid's line, and then maybe they're going to be out against Draisaitl's line. I know that McDavid and Draisaitl's line usually, not always, but usually go back-to-back just so you can't have the same D pair go out against them. I understand it, right? A lot of guys would double shift their best pair if you could. So it's strategic to go Draisaitl and then McDavid, or Draisaitl and then McDavid, vice versa, however you want to do it. The Blue Jackets rebounded with the win after their loss against Edmonton. The Oilers have won 2 in a row, and they will look for their first 3-game winning streak of the season, which would be a great start to the road trip. Jack Roslovic on fire. He has 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points on the season, but he has 5, 5, and 10. Actually, he's got 5, 6, and 11 on the season, but he has 5, 5, and 10 in his last 9 games. First 7 games took him a while to catch up to speed because he didn't have any training camp. He didn't have a preseason. But anybody who's watched lately, Jack Roslovic, in the last 10 games, you can make a strong argument that he's maybe being their most consistent forward. Right up there. He's been really good. And that's what the Oilers needed. They needed a top 6 winger who can score. And that's what he's bringing this team. And now Matt Savoy, maybe he had his first multi-point game. I actually think Matt Savoy was playing better than his point totals had suggested up until last night. He just wasn't getting rewarded. He was creating some chances for himself, chances for his teammates. I thought he'd played pretty well. And I know I saw some people last night, see what happens, play him more minutes. Again, incorrect. Matt Savoy has played 7 times this season over 14 minutes. Last night was the first game where he had a point when he played over 14 minutes. So you can't tell me that it was just due to the minutes. I think he's actually played really well in all of his minutes, whether he's playing 13 minutes, 14, 15, or 16. Last night, he finally got rewarded. But he had played 7 games, 6 other games prior at 14-plus minutes, 2 of them at 16-plus minutes. Didn't have a point in those games. So I don't just assume that, wow, he got a few more shifts. No, he got a little luck finally because he's created. He should have had more points in those other games. And 13-22 for a rookie isn't awful. It's not awful at all. So I like how Savoy's played all year. I think right now it's a no-brainer for me that he's in your top 6. I think Mangiapane right now is the guy who is the placeholder for Hyman. Hyman comes in. Mangiapane goes to the 3rd line. Howard's coming out tonight. Tomasic, whoever's that other winger, they would go down to the 4th line. Now, when Nugent Hopkins comes back, now they're going to have a decision. What they could do is put Nugent Hopkins as a 3rd line center and move Henrique down. Or maybe you move Henrique to the wing on the 3rd line. And then the 4th line is Janmark, Philp, and either Tomasic or Lazar. Right? You keep Mangiapane on the well, no, I guess, yeah, because then Mangiapane is on your 4th line. So Mangiapane is probably on your 3rd line. Then Henrique's going to go down. Maybe Philp centers it. Henrique's a winger, or Henrique's center Philp. Then you're going to have a good problem. And then there's Kapanen, who's a few weeks away. Now you got some real tough decisions for the head coach, which is a good problem. I know people were, the Oilers' scoring depth isn't very good. And here's why I think it is. Because your last memory of the Oilers was your playoff memory. That's the last games you saw prior to this season. So and it's human nature. So when you're thinking of the playoffs, man, look at how physical and look at how gritty they were. Well, yeah, because it was the playoffs. I bet you if we were able to rewind and watch the first 18 games of last season, you wouldn't be as upset about how the Oilers were playing. Right? I really don't think you would be, to be honest. Because I want to get it. Here's the numbers for the guys, because a lot of people are talking about, oh man, here's the guys that are gone. So just for accuracy's sake, 18 games mark last season. Jeff Skinner, 3-3-6. Connor Brown, 3-2-5. Victor Arvidsson, 2-3-5. Corey Perry, 3-1-4. Right? So those are the 4 guys that are gone. So they combined, the most they had was a 3-goal game. right? So they had 6, 5, 5, and 4 points. So they had 20 points combined, and they had 11 goals. Okay? Now, if we want, we could even add Derek Ryan to that mix because he had played 16 games. I'll put him in. Sure, there's 5 forwards. He had 1 assist. So 21 points, 11 goals. Is it 11 goals? Yeah, 11 goals and 6, 8, 9. It's actually, no. 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 and 11. 11 goals, 10 assists. That's what those 5 guys had. Now, let's fast forward to this season. Jack Roslovic, who, by the way, has played 16 games, 5 goals, 11 points. Andrew Mangiapane, 4 goals, 6 points. Matt Savoy, 1 goal, 4 points. And then we can, I guess I'll pick Howard or Tomasic. You choose. I don't care. We'll say Ike Howard, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. So 2 goals for Howard, 1 goal for Savoy, 4 for Mangiapane, 5 for Roslovic. So there's 12. I guess I should add in Noah Philp. That's the 5th guy, right? He has 2 goals. So they have more goals through 18 games and more points through 18 games. So I see so many Oiler fans talk about, oh my God, like they missed these guys. No, you're thinking the playoff version of them. This isn't the playoff version. This is the early regular season struggle version of them. It's you gotta make a fair comparison. You can't compare to the playoffs. The game's totally different. Can't do it. So I see so many people saying they're way worse off. They're not. They're actually better off. Right? They're better off right now. Because do you think Matt Savoy is going to improve as the season goes along? Yeah, I think he is. Now, do I think when the playoffs come, all these guys might not be in the lineup, just like Derek Ryan wasn't in the lineup? So things change. But if we're going 18 games to 18 games, it's very important to do a fair comparison across the board for where they were last year to this year. So we'll see. We'll come back. Aaron Portzline will join us. We'll talk about the Blue Jackets and their interesting decision to go with Jet Greaves all the time. Coming up on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save 1 for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a newer used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Stories are told to make a point, and GS Construction takes them very seriously. We're not talking about fairy tales. GS Construction looks at the story old pipes tell us, a tale of time and pressure and endurance. So when those old pipes are ready to end their story, GS Construction starts a new chapter by repairing or rebuilding, or in some cases, renewing the underground infrastructure that supports our modern lives, making sure every community's story continues on safely and reliably. For more, visit gsconstruction.ca.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
They're not just a grocery store. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you: Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantor, proudly delivering world-class hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada since 2016. I'm thrilled to announce our in-house production of tool components and accessories for faster turnarounds and enhanced versatility. The future is here at Cantor.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent and non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
We continue on. We are just about a few hours away. Well, really 2 hours and 20 minutes away from puck drop tonight in Columbus. The Oilers and the Blue Jackets, oddly enough, in different conferences, but meeting for the second time in 4 days. There are only 2 meetings of the season. Oilers were victorious 5-4 in overtime on Monday. Both teams were playing their third game in 4 nights. Edmonton was in Philly last night. Columbus was in Seattle on Tuesday. Seattle lost to Columbus in a shootout. Meanwhile, the Oilers beat Philly. So both teams coming in on Oilers won 2 in a row. Columbus victor of 1. And we go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's. And Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, you can get the Big Mac, McChicken, or Filet-O-Fish Fan Day deal for only $4.99. Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays, but only through the McDonald's app. So get the app, download it on your way home. They got a little dinner, much cheaper at McDonald's. Aaron Portzline, longtime beat reporter of the Columbus Blue Jackets, joins us now. Porty, how you doing, man?
Hey, good to see you, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm really good. Let's tell me about the decision to go with Jet Greaves 3 consecutive games on 4 nights.
Yeah, you know what? It's not conventional for any team. You're right. It's really unconventional for how the Blue Jackets were going this year, which even in the easy part of the schedule times, they were going back and forth.
Yeah.
Spoke to GM Don Waddell earlier. He said that I'm not sure what day this was, but at some point on the road trip, Elvis Merzlikins was not able to practice, and he felt fine, good enough to play the following day. And was told by Dean Evison, if you're not good enough, you're not healthy enough to practice, you're not healthy enough to play. And since that time, Jet has played, in his mind, exceedingly well. So they stick with the hot hand. He talked to Jet Greaves about this, and he's like, what's 3 and 4? I've played 3 and 3 in the American Hockey League.
Yeah.
It's pretty cushy up here, but it's not typical. And I wonder if we're not getting the whole of the story just yet.
Okay, so last week, basically, Merzlikins said he couldn't practice for a day, then said, hey, I'm ready to play. Coach said no. So clearly, I'm not an inspector, Porty, but I can read between the lines here. I think Dean Evason's saying, hey, buddy, don't try to pull the chute and say you're not healthy to practice and then want to play the game the next day. That's not how we want our culture to be.
Yeah, and if you know Dean Evison even a little bit, that's right in the wheelhouse, right? That's right in his DNA. So I don't. That's how it was told to me. I'm not sure I would. It was certainly wasn't put in as direct terms as you put it, but that seems like a pretty likely scenario.
Okay, so interesting. Now, Greaves has played really well. Now, Merzlikins in Columbus, there's been talk about them parting ways for a while. Aaron, do you think that's still something that's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, every year he moves forward in his contract, it gets easier. As Don Waddell said when he took the job, like there's not a line that's formed for this player via trade. He's too expensive to buy out. He hasn't played well enough to jump. Said all of this publicly. Last year he wasn't quite as blunt about it, but I still don't think there was a market for him. Nobody wants to put a 4-year buyout on their record, so that they didn't do that either. They tried, and honestly, things have started really well here this year with Merzlikins. He's played very well, and I think having Jet Greaves around, to push him, but also to cut his workload way back from where it has been for Jet and for Elvis has been a real positive. He is available, though, Elvis Merzlikins is, for the right price, no question.
Okay. Now, they got bad news, unfortunately, after the Tuesday game against Seattle. Boone Jenner is out, and quote was, "It won't be a short time." So long-term, do you know what the injury is?
It is upper body. I don't know anything other than that. I know that it's not a broken bone, and I know that it's not surgery. It is muscular. I guess, honestly, I heard this afternoon he was feeling better today than maybe he expected to be. So it's probably a week-to-week thing, not a month-to-month thing, but it's not day-to-day. Obviously, he's out tonight. He's probably going to be out for, usually when they say this, it's at least a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So not good news for him. Kent Johnson also was a healthy scratch on Seattle in Tuesday in Seattle. Was that just coach felt like his game wasn't where it needed to be?
Yeah, and you're asking these questions. I'm like, man, it was a hell of a morning skate today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You don't always get this. Yes, it was confirmed. He was healthy. Yeah, I mean, they listen, I think one of the things they've been challenged with is they didn't change a whole lot over the summer. They tried to do some big stuff. They were in on Noah Dobson. It didn't get it done. They added Charlie Coyle. They added Miles Wood, Lundestrom, but they changed their bottom six. They didn't really change any of their D or any of their big boys up front. And I think Dean Evason has been worried about that over the summer, because I think that the worry for him and for other people in the organization is complacency. You don't want these guys to feel like that's my job. And so he's been poking a lot of bears here early in the season. It's hard to believe that, like 2 weeks ago, we were asking him about how stable his lines were. And he's like, yeah, I'm not like to change the lines just to change them. And I think it's been basically every game since then. He's put them in the blender and moved them around. There's some different looks. Tonight, Fantilli is still up with Voronkov and Marchenko, the top line. But that was Sean Monahan as of 3 games ago. So nobody's safe. I think they feel like they played pretty well in Seattle to scrape something out of that road trip. It was a big win for them. But they haven't really sealed the deal on games. It's quite like Evason would like them to. And Edmonton saw that more than anybody.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. And so, Evason, because Columbus is at a point here, Aaron, where I think they want to take a step forward. They've had a lot of draft picks. And obviously, you know what, they had that little run there, and, they upset Tampa in 2019, and then they beat Toronto and those years. But since then, I don't think they've gotten where they want to be. And when you look and see Anaheim, now I know they're in a different conference, but, Montreal's improved. Detroit seemingly has improved. Where you look at Columbus, like, how do they get better? Like, I'll say this, I love that Marchenko line with Fantilli. Like, that line, they got off size, skill, speed, got lots of things. But what more do they need to do? Does it just have to come from their young guys, or do you still feel there's one or two key positions that they need to improve in?
Yeah, well, if you remember, they took a huge step last year. They went through a rebuilding process in 2021. Edmonton knows as well as anybody how long those can take. take, and they're rarely on a straight line. But they made I want to say a 28-point improvement last season from the year before, missed the playoffs by 2 points. And so that, for them, that was a growing up for a lot of their young guys. Everybody but Chitakov took a big step forward last year, the young guys. I still think it has to come from there. Like I said, they wanted to do some stuff this summer. They wanted to add another top-flight defenseman. The price on Dobson got too high. I think Don Waddell would love to do something up front. I think they needed somebody to follow up front.
Okay.
Like I agree with you. I think Marchenko's a hell of a talent. I think Boone Jenner has been a really good captain. But who's the guy? Where does the line form on these? When you're down and you're up against it. And I'm not sure that guy's defined himself. It's probably Fantilli. It should be Fantilli, the number 3 overall pick just a couple of years ago. He had 31 goals last year. Pretty darn good start. Good player, really good player. But I'm curious to see sort of how this grows. And it could be where Don Waddell's like, let's let it grow. Let's be aggressive when we can be. But let's let this thing grow and see where exactly the pock marks are. Where do we need specifically to add? They feel like they're as strong down the middle as the franchise has ever been with Fantilli, Monahan, Charlie Coyle. There's Sillinger that can play there. Jenner, when healthy, can play there. Lundstrom's a solid fourth-line guy. So it's really filling in the wings. But I think you're right. There's still a lot of growth that has to happen here.
Aaron Portzline joins us, Columbus hosting the Edmonton Oilers. The Blue Jackets, they've really owned the Oilers for the last 4 visits into Columbus. Last year they spanked them 6-1. McDavid got injured in the first shift. But before that, they were leading 3-0 in a game. Before that, they were leading 4-0 in a game. Like, they've won 4 in a row. It's actually Edmonton's longest active losing road streak is in Columbus. Any answer as to why the Blue Jackets are so good against the Oilers on home ice?
No answers. Zero. I won't even pretend to know what it is. I know for a long time in this series, Columbus used to go to Edmonton and just get absolutely whacked.
Yes.
Like, they'd give up 6-7. I remember Doug McLean years ago saying he thought he saw Yari Curry jump over the board for a shift. Like, it felt very 1980s. Now, honestly, I think if it's anything you can point to at all, it's probably a bunch of young guys who are looking at Connor McDavid and saying, "Boys, don't let it be me." Like it was Matejchuk the other night. Like,
yeah,
you got to be up on your toes. You got to be ready for this one. I know everyone's back home is watching in Canada. They're all of their families. They got a bunch of Western boys, and it means a lot. It means a lot to them. But I think I'd be wrong, and it might be foolish for me to say this is why Columbus has done so well against them here.
Yeah, it is a weird one, but they have definitely controlled it. I don't think there's any question about that. So they'll want that to continue tonight. You look at Werenski and Provorov. They played 31 and 28 minutes. They weren't together all time, but they were the last game in Seattle, and it looks like they're going to be there again tonight. How often have they played together this year?
The first game they played together was Edmonton.
Okay.
They played together again in Seattle, and like you said, they are together tonight. They played some in the past too. For Provorov, it's going to his offside, and he'll do it, but he's not a big fan of it. Let's be honest, he's up there with Werenski for one reason, and it's Connor McDavid.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the line that they're going to get out every time that they're out there. And hope for the best. But yeah, listen, this is 3 and 4 for them. They spent yesterday flying from Seattle to Columbus, and as you mentioned, Werenski 31 minutes the other night. Who's the first guy on the ice this morning? The first skater on the ice, I should say. Zach Werenski, right? Crazy. Like, he was saying today, he feels great. Can't wait to play tonight. It feels wonderful. So,
that's
to be that lucky, young and healthy.
Yeah, well, he had an unreal year last year. I easily thought he could have won the Norris. To be honest, I thought he was like that. He was that good, and I think that maybe he lost it just because of a little bit of name recognition to Cale Makar when you look at how he played. But like his game last year, it's going to be hard to mirror that. But that really seemed to be a big step for him. When you look overall at their blue line, What was Christensen not doing something last game where he only played 7 minutes? Because it's Seattle. Seattle doesn't have a McDavid. They don't have a Draisaitl. They don't have anybody who's real scary. Why did they go down to 5 defense so early last game?
Yeah, that's the question we've asked Dean, because he's done that before. He goes with guys. I think that game, it was Seattle for sure, was a back-to-back, but I think there was a level of desperation there for them where they were at that point before that game 0-3-1 on the road trip, and look how the schedule sets up. Their rapid fire games still here tonight's going to be a tough one for them. I think Dean was starting to feel like they absolutely needed to put everything out there for that game in Seattle to get something out of that road trip. I don't think he wanted to fly home without a W. And look at the forwards too. There were some huge gaps up there when they were playing really well a few weeks ago. You'd look at their forwards, and they're all between like 12 and 16 minutes. Like, it was crazy, and he's gone away from that.
Yeah. So yeah, I found it interesting just looking at it, because I didn't see, wasn't on the ice, didn't make any glaring errors, at least from the parts that I watched. So maybe the coach just goes with a hunch, and we'll see how it goes. Now, you mentioned that pair will get the McDavid line, but heck, they might have to put somebody on Jack Roslovic right now. He's in his hometown, Aaron, and he has been lighting it up for the Edmonton Oilers, especially here in the last 10 games, playing very well. And you saw Roslovic for 3 seasons in Columbus, and the one year he did have 22 goals. Like, I watched him, I'll be honest, I did not know he was this smooth, how he could move. And I'm just like, oh my God. Is it just that he'll show you these and then he disappears? Is that really what the resume was for him?
Yeah, I hope he's grown out of it. I hope he's taken it to the next level. But he has had these stretches before in Columbus and Carolina. If you remember last year in Carolina at this time, I think he led the league in goal scoring. Yeah. He got off to a huge start in Carolina. But there were stretches in Columbus where they'd put him in the middle because of injuries. And over a 20-game span, he'd have like 11 goals and 18 assists and be +7. And you're like, oh, my God, like, here he is. And then you'd go 2 months where you just don't even notice him, which is crazy, because when he's playing like he's playing right now, you can't not notice him. Like, listen, on a team with McDavid, he probably doesn't, there's not a lot of wow factor when you've got McDavid overshadowing everybody. But Jack Roslovic's got that skating stride. I've not been able to figure it out.
Yes.
Where he can actually pick up speed sometimes without even taking a stride. And you're like, how did you do that? How did you accelerate? And it makes no sense in the world of physics or anything else. But he is a very economical, a good-looking skater. He can really motor. And he's got a good shot. Like, there's a lot of stuff there, but it goes away. Every year it has drifted away. I hope it doesn't happen for him again in Edmonton. I hope he puts one together, because if he puts together a season, like this, where he just keeps going, God, he could put up huge numbers and really, really find a happy home.
Oh, well, I love how you said that, Aaron, because I was talking to a scout today and he said, I can't remember the last player I saw who seems to accelerate while he's gliding.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, it's a skill. I got to talk to him about it, but I can't recall another player that I see do that. Like, and like, I watch McDavid blow by guys all the time, and he's not McDavid, but there's very few guys that beat guys one-on-one in the NHL, and Roslovic's done it multiple times here since he's been in Edmonton. He's only been here 15 games. Like, if he finds a home here in Edmonton and finds some consistency, God, the Oilers they might have uncovered a diamond in the rough here for sure.
Yeah, maybe he's at that age where he does get it, where he starts to think in terms of, what am I doing here? Like, I could be having a really, really, really good career. He's already had a good career. God, he's a kid from Columbus, Ohio. He's played a lot of games in the National Hockey League. That's no small feat. But there's the talent level there. He is the most talented kid to come out of here. I don't think it's even really close. And they've had a lot of them. There's 4 kids in the league right now from Columbus, Ohio. They've had others that have moved along. But Jack is a talented offensive player, big time. There's a reason he went in the first round. The reason he was a highly sought after prospect in the early days. It's all there. It's all there. It's time for him to realize it and figure out a way for it to be there night in, night out. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. I'll tell you what, I don't want to ramble on here, but I think sometimes a different room, you put a player in a room where there are demands and expectations, and I don't pretend to know how that Oilers dressing room works, but I don't think you want to be seen as half-assing it around Connor McDavid. I've heard from guys that have gone into Colorado with Nathan McKinnon and thought they were in good standing and just got lit up by him because he saw things that he didn't think they were doing to the maximum level where it could help them win hockey games. And I think guys like that, the McKinnons and McDavids, are just driven differently. They're just at a different level, and maybe that's intimidating enough, or pushes Jack to a higher bar than he's able to sustain that.
Aaron, great stuff, buddy. As always, we appreciate it, man. We will chat with you very soon. Have yourself a great day.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me.
There you go. That's Aaron Portzline out of Columbus. So Jet Greaves going to get another start tonight. Oilers looking to end their 4-game losing streak in Columbus. That's the longest losing streak they've had on the road here. Well, their longest active one. Obviously, they've had longer ones than that. But active, they haven't gone into many places because the Oilers have been a good team here for the last few years where they don't win usually. And Columbus, now, granted, they only play there once a year. But they play a lot of other Eastern teams once a year, and they found ways to win there. But they haven't won in Columbus actually since 2019. Now, they didn't play there in 20. They didn't play there in 21 because when COVID shut down, the Oilers were scheduled to go to Columbus later that March. Didn't go. And then obviously in 2021, they were in the Canadian division. So it's been a while since they won, but it's only 4 games, but still over 4 years' time. Quick break. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440. Yaremchuk joins us next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Sure, your couch is comfortable, but watching the game is always better and on the rocks. With crystal clear TVs, you won't miss a single play, and the specials are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts, and play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the action this hockey season. See the menu online at ontherocksyeg.com.
Actions speak louder than words. Japa Machinery Group puts your construction plan into action with XCMG construction machinery you need. Available for rental or sale. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors, Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and sadly some people think orthotics are just glorified shoe cushions. But I've seen a runner drop 8 minutes off her marathon, a grandmother ditch her painkillers, and a 12-year-old nail her long jump, all thanks to custom foot orthotics. So if your feet are screaming for help, flat, high, or funky, that pain's heading to your knees, hips, even your lower back, our professionals will assess you and, if indicated, custom fabricate a pair of orthotics made just for you. Happy feet make a happy person. Feet shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Culligan for all your residential water needs. Your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles, Culligan.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.350, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. It's game day. Oilers and the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. Of course, we'll have the pregame show coming up here in about 40 minutes. Be a little extended edition of the pregame show, right to puck drop around 5:45. Also, you got Thursday nighter. We'll see. Walks is all stressed out about it, but you got to go with the Patriots tonight, don't you? Come on. Let's see how you don't. So we will see. Let's go in the room. Brought to you by Action Electrical. Take action on your savings. If you've been thinking about it, get off the fence and get solar on your home or your commercial building. You can save lots of money. They'll help you out. ActionElectrical.net. Tyler Remchuk from Oilers Nation every day joins us. Ty, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Greg. Thanks for having me on again.
Hey, no problem. Oilers, the Jack Roslovich show right now is what it is. He's going into his hometown. Funny enough, in that building when he's played the Oilers, he's dominated the Oilers with 4 goals in 3 games as a member of the Blue Jackets, and scored the game winner in 1 game, insurance goal in another game, empty net goal in another game. So big goals, and he scored obviously 2 huge goals the last 2 games for the Edmonton Oilers. Like, man, he's exceeded my expectations significantly.
Yeah, and especially early on when it was kind of slow for him, I think it was important for everyone to just kind of remind themselves that, like, okay, he didn't have a training camp, right? This isn't even a guy who got to come in halfway through camp. Like, he truly had to get up to speed while everybody else was already warmed up and playing meaningful hockey games. So you really kind of saw a turn in his game. I want to say it was somewhere around the 7-8 game mark where it was like, okay, you started to notice there was a noticeable shift, I should say, in the quality of his shifts and of his games. And then as of late, like, he's a guy who can actually drive offense at 5-on-5. And I had a really good conversation with Jeff Merrick about this today, where it's like, man, having a guy like that in your forward group, when he can go in and make a goal look sometimes almost effortless just because he's so talented, what does that do for the rest of the team, right? It just kind of lifts everyone's spirits a little bit. So again, he's been really, really important. The 5-on-5 play, the Oilers are struggling at 5-on-5 play. So getting him going even more there would just make him, again, an even more important part of this lineup.
Well, I look at him and Draisaitl definitely have some chemistry. Now, I know the overtime goals don't have anything to do with that, but 5-on-5, like he's virtually, like, there's not a lot of guys that I would say are automatic zone entries, but he's one of those guys because of his speed through the neutral zone. He can bring the puck into the zone very easily.
Yeah, which is what I think makes him such an important player with Leon Draisaitl, who obviously thrives on ozone play, right? And getting the cycle going and kind of wearing down the other team. So again, I think even at 5-on-5, like, he's gotten power play goals, he's got the overtime goals. Those don't count towards 5-on-5. And maybe this is what I should have gotten to in the first answer. Like, the Oilers have actually been a little bit unlucky with him on the ice at 5v5. Like, Leon Draisaitl's not humming. Like, I think there's actually another level to what him and Draisaitl can bring the Oilers at even strength.
Well, the Oilers 5-on-5 scoring is well below where it should be.
Oh, yeah.
Now part of that's due to shots. And really it's come down to, it's their top players tie. Like Draisaitl's numbers are way down 5-on-5. Bouchard, I finally scored a 5-on-5 goal last game. Ekholm, even Connor McDavid. Like you look at their numbers 5-on-5. If they were producing where they should be, and where I think they probably will normally, then the Oilers' woes are going to go away.
Yeah, I did a bit of a film breakdown today with Steve Peters. He used to be the video coach out in Arizona, and now he does some independent stuff, works with ESPN, and he kind of had like a minute 15 montage comparing Draisaitl's goals at 5-on-5 and at even strength to this point last season. To this point last year, he had 10 even strength goals. This year, he only has 3 so far. And he showed how, like, last year, Draisaitl was just a dog going to the front of the net. Like, a whole bunch of those goals came from either right in front of the blue paint or somewhere in the vicinity where he was going to the net and good things were happening. And right now, Draisaitl just has this tendency to want to float away from where the play is. And on one hand, you can laugh and go, well, yeah, Leon Draisaitl can score from the bottom of the circle, from the outside of the circle. And he's done it a couple of times this year. But he does that on the power play. And on the power play, if he wants to float away and find a quiet spot so that McDavid can find him for that one-timer, I'm all for it. But the Oilers need Leon Draisaitl to start going to the net. It's a problem that a lot of the team has, but it's apparent right now in Draisaitl, and they're a team that thrives when the big guns are producing. They got Connor going right now. We could be talking about a really nice little heater at a really important time of the year. This is a tough road trip for the Oilers. If Draisaitl can kick it into high gear the same way 97 has over the last few games, this team's going to find a way to win more games than they lose on this road trip.
Well, I said it before. The road trip, to me, I thought they had to be at least 4 wins. And if they could squeak out an overtime loss, then it's a really good trip. And so you're off to a good start in Philly. Tonight is a game that I look at Columbus. I know they haven't won there. It's kind of an odd stat. It's their longest active losing streak in one city, in Columbus of all places. But you would think they should beat them. Carolina's going to be really tough. Buffalo, I know they've lost 2 in a row in Buffalo, but that's a team they should be able to beat. And then, you win 3 of your first 4. All you got to do then is win 1 more, right? Florida, Tampa, Washington, all will be tough. But I look at Edmonton, and they still, like, even yesterday, like, they controlled the first 35 minutes of that game. But they only led 1-0. And I still look at everything when I talk, defense has actually been okay at times. Their offense is still lacking. And once their offense figures it out, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, and that's the big thing for me. Like, if we were at this point in the season, and listen, I know the goaltending hasn't been great. I know defensively the metrics look good, but they still have a tendency to make those kind of grand slam home run mistakes that end up in the back of their net. If those were the only things that were sinking the Oilers and they were losing games 6-5 and 5-4, I'd probably be a little bit more on the side of like, oh man, this team might not be what we thought they were. But the fact that it's the production that's hurting them offensively, we know this team. Looking at the guys on paper, looking at the guys who aren't in the lineup right now with Hyman and Nugent Hopkins, not that injuries can be an excuse for any team, but like, I think every sane hockey fan and sane Oilers fan kind of sits there and goes, all right, if the 5-on-5 production isn't there right now, it'll come eventually. And when it does, again, this team's going to go on a bit of a run. I haven't really been close to hitting any sort of panic button over the last week.
No, I don't think it's panic time, but I do think it was a little bit of a wake-up call against Colorado because it illustrated all the areas of weakness of your team all got exposed in that one game. And I think the Oilers eventually will get going. Like, I can't see Draisaitl. Like, Draisaitl's only on pace for 82 points. I know people like that's well below where he's normally at, right? So, he's automatically going to score. They haven't had Zach Hyman, who some could say is maybe their 3rd best player in the regular season anyway. And he come in and will help. So I'm not overly concerned by it, but I do think the team has to play better. There's no question. And I'm not a big believer that, they'll just come out of it. You got to work your way out of it. And you got to go to the damn net. You got to get more traffic in front. And Bouchard and Ekholm need to get more shots on goal, 5-on-5.
Yeah, it was good to see Bush just absolutely hammer one yesterday, and hopefully that gets his confidence going. But you're right. I do think there's a little bit with this Oilers team where I know Chris Knobloch uses the word patience a lot and all of that, and he does, to his credit, like talk about them going to the net and things like that. But sometimes I think the Oilers are almost a little bit too patient in the offensive zone where they have possession, like yesterday against Philly. They dominated the possession of that game, and Vladar was good, don't get me wrong. But were there any times where you sat there and went, whew, Vladar robbed him? Like, he came across the crease? Like, no, there wasn't. The Oilers, I think their fault last night was that they were too patient. Like, get a guy in front of the net, throw a puck on net, and see what happens. It's been the most frustrating part of watching this team play hockey is that you almost laugh when you're watching them cycle. You're like, okay, when's the one errant pass that's going to disrupt this? Because it doesn't feel like they're trying to create anything dangerous. It's like they're trying to set up for a power play at 5-on-5. And a team like the Flyers, coached by Rick Tocchet, very good at not allowing high danger chances. They were more than happy, it felt like, to kind of sit back in their little box +1 and just keep the Oilers to the outside.
Yeah, they've got to get a little bit more on the inside. They're still a little bit too perimeter to me in the offensive zone. And when that happened, now Hyman's going to do it, but that's only one line, which leads me to now Hyman is not playing tonight, but I fully expect him to return to lineup on Saturday. I would move Mangiapane to the third line, keep Savoy with Hyman and McDavid. The second line stays the same. Howard's going to the minors. So then my fourth line is going to be Philp, Janmark, one of Lazar, Tomasic. What would you do?
I think I would do that as well, but I wonder a little bit, do you get tempted to ease Hyman into a little bit and at the same time maybe see if Hyman at 5-on-5, like if you put Hyman on a line with Frederick down the middle, and I don't know who you'd put on the left side there, but someone else on the left side, maybe you sit there and get Trent Frederick going a little bit. Does that drag him into the fight at all? Like, do you think Zach Hyman could wear off on anyone else in that bottom six and you ease him into things a little bit? Like, I think part of it maybe is how Mangiapane looks tonight. Like, if Mangiapane, McDavid, and Savoy have a really good game, maybe you are more tempted. Like, okay, let's start Hyman nice and easy. See if you can get someone else going with him at 5-on-5, create a third line that like forechecks hard. But if Mangiapane doesn't have a good game, I think it's a pretty easy decision to put Hyman with Savoy and McDavid. Third line, put Mangiapane down there and kind of see how that looks for a couple of games. But I don't know. There is a little part of me that wonders about Hyman starting on the third line just for the sake of easing him back in and then the added benefit potentially of him getting another guy going.
Yeah, I put him with McDavid. He makes McDavid better.
So much
number
better.
one for me. And now if that means that maybe McDavid's line, maybe McDavid gets double shifted on another line here or there, and Hyman's minutes, like, maybe Hyman's splitting time with, well, now Nugent Hopkins is out, so it's easy to put him right back at the net front presence. But even then, maybe, you know what? I think Hyman, because it's a wrist injury, it's not a knee or anything. He's been skating for a long time. I'm like, buddy, here you go. The first few games will be adrenaline, right? Maybe by that back-to-back Washington-Tampa game, maybe then you dub. But I think his first game, every player I've talked to, the first game's the easy game. Even the second game, because you're all high on adrenaline. Then reality kicks in.
Yeah, that's fair. Then, and especially because it's a road trip too, so you're going to be probably not having the best of sleeps, late night flights, all that stuff. I could see him getting worn down a little bit. As you said that, I thought again maybe 11-7. Do you just do that and you give McDavid a few extra shifts? But again, I'm a little bit nervous doing that on a road trip when I think you want to be mindful of everyone's energy levels. I don't think you want to get caught playing McDavid and Draisaitl too much when you have back-to-back situations and 3 games in 4 nights and things like that.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Quickly, it's early, I know. MLB free agency is very different than any other free agency because it opens up the window and no one signs. It's kind of odd. But give me your thoughts. What do you think the Jays are going to do in free agency?
I think they will get 2 arms. I think one of them will be like a very high-end kind of like get you excited for the next season kind of arm. Then one of them will be lower tier. Maybe it's bringing back someone like Chris Bassett. Maybe it's taking a lottery ticket or a flyer on someone else. But I think they'll get one high-end arm. And I think they're actually better positioned to go out on the trade market and do it. Mackenzie Gore in Washington's out there. Cabrera from the Marlins is out there. Like the Jays actually have a really, really tight 40-man roster pinch. And they have a lot of guys in their lineup. I think about, a Joey Loperfido or something like that, where they have pieces that they maybe can't keep on the roster that other teams would have value in. So I think they're more likely to go after the trade market for a pitcher. And I would love to see him make a big splash on the bat side, but I would also be more than happy if it's just Bo Bichette. So the big ad's coming via trade and getting a pitcher. That's my big prediction.
All right. Bo Bichette, what do you think happens?
I think he stays, and I think it'll be one of those deals, especially because, again, that lockout in 2027, I think it's going to make things a little bit weird. I think the way you go about it with Bo is you offer him one of those opt-out deals where, hey, here's 3 years and, throw out $90 million, $75 million, whatever the number is, but you can opt out if you have a great year and you think you can get more money, or the new CBA comes in and all of a sudden contracts are getting crazy. Like, give Bo Bichette the opt-outs, and I think he might return the favor and agree to run it back with you for another season here.
Who are you picking in the Grey Cup?
I think I'll go with Saskatchewan. Corey Mace, he's got some Edmonton, St. Albert ties, so I don't mind backing him a little bit, but I think I'll go with the Riders in this one. Albeit, honestly, haven't followed the CFL all that closely up until the end of the season this year, but I like the vibe of that Riders team.
All right. Ty, enjoy the game tonight, buddy. We will chat with you again next week.
Yeah, sounds good. See you, Greg's.
All right, let's Tyler Remchuk from Oilers Nation. Quick break. Spec is going to join us next on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. But first, let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I got winter tires at cost. Yes, that's right. Winter tires at cost. Don't believe me? Check them out yourself. NorthgateGM.com.
The Sports 1440 update.
It's game day. The Oilers in Columbus set to take on the Jackets. This one gets going just after 5:30. We've got pregame coverage coming your way at 4:30 with Gregor and Andrew Walker. Elsewhere tonight, the Kings in Toronto. You got the Canadiens up against the Dallas Stars. Ducks in Detroit. Flames host the Sharks, and the Jets head to Seattle. Sad news is longtime New York hockey writer Larry Brooks passed away today after a brief battle with cancer at the age of 75. In the NFL tonight, Week 11 kicks off with the 8-2 Patriots hosting the 2-7 Jets. That one gets going at 6:15 from Foxborough. And in the association, Toronto Raptors taking on the Cavs, Suns host the Pacers, and the Hawks taking on the Utah Jazz. Coming up in Hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and get to our pregame coverage. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Hey guys,
Free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
I just caught the end of that.
1864.
Where can I?
Francis Oodle took over his dying father's business as a leatherman. He was quite proficient, but his heart was never truly in the trade. After his father's death, Oodle met a cocksure young man named Vladimir Nudell, who was a trailblazer in the popular new art of food boxes. They formed a partnership and aimed to ply their trade in the new world. At Ellis Island, Nudell was renamed David Noodle, and henceforth, the franchise has been known as Oodle Noodle. Legacy Heating and Cooling is the only place to call for heating your home. So when it's time to replace your old furnace, call Legacy. Or for 24-hour repair with no overtime rates. Legacy even heats your shower with hot water tank. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no interest and no payments for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Bringing every project to life requires the right team. By joining the Japa Machinery Group service or sales teams, you can be part of setting a new industry standard. Celebrating a legacy of excellence with Japa. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at Cantork.com.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as a Summit restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
They sure saw you coming. You went in for about $200 in auto service, and by the time Johnny Slick out front was done telling you everything he thought you should have replaced, you got hosed for $3,000. Big Toy Shop won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. You'll know exactly what your service actually costs and when it's going to be done. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
Look at Marino's passing yards at the time.
Just prorated numbers, basically.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting and equipment needs. Specializing in selling and servicing cranes, get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
We roll through on a lovely Thursday afternoon. Hey, when you got a day off, some of you had it off. Hopefully most of you did. Man, this week's flying by. Tomorrow's already Friday. I love it. Back in the day, man, the weekend started on Thursdays for me. I'll tell you that right now. Back when I was first starting out, we had the evening show from 9 till midnight every Thursday. We didn't even, well, texting wasn't even really even a thing back then, but we didn't even have to call each other after a while. Carius got off at midnight. I got off at midnight. And we went to O'Byrne's, and our buddy Hawk ran it. And we'd sit there and solve all the world's problems and had loads of fun for many Thursdays for many years. It was good times. Lots of laughs. So that's Bailey for me when the weekend started. A few times Friday was a little rough, won't lie, but still a lot of fun. So never be afraid to start your weekend early. You'll never regret it. That's what I always say. Work hard, play hard. Life's better. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You can text us in our inbox. It is the Gregor Show is always brought to you by our title sponsor, PlayAlberta.ca. And we always do our Gregor Show bet of the day. And today, you know what? Because they are the underdog, they got better odds. I'm taking the Oilers on the road against the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. There we go. We'll see what transpires for them. Also, don't mind that Colorado +2 over Buffalo tonight. It's not well, I guess it's -1.5, but you know what I mean? Got to win by 2. I don't mind that one either. PlayAlberta.ca. Let's get to the spec report brought to you by GS Construction, your underground infrastructure specialists. Lots of times when you're sleeping, they're working. Getting those freeways up and running, or simple as doing all the underground infrastructure in your new neighborhoods. It's GS Construction. Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. Spec, how you doing?
Hey, doing pretty good. Jay, what's going on, man?
Oh, you got the old Rexall Place in the background. They still haven't torn down that thing, or have they? Still up there, isn't it?
I was by there the other day. It still stands, my friend. It still stands.
Jeez. So I remember there was a lot of ideas on what they were going to do to that building, then it ended up doing nothing. And now it's eventually it's going to get. I've read reports numerous times it was supposed to get demolished, but she's still standing. It's a classic rink, man. It looks great. I love those old rinks. Were all built like the Circle. It looks awesome.
I walked through there. I did a tour. Probably 2-3 years ago now. Did a story, and I walked through with a woman from the city who's basically in charge of the thing. And the city would have loved to have sold that Coliseum to somebody, right?
No,
they'd probably given it to you, Jason. They'd have given it to you for free. But she had 14 or 15 different people with different ideas come through there, and every one of them priced out what it was going to cost to make their idea work in that place. And they had to deal with the HVAC, and they had to, spend a lot of money to get that thing back on its feet. And every one of them walked away and said, I could build a new place for cheaper. So that's why the city still has that, because frankly, nobody wants it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Jack Roslovich, nobody wanted him on July 1st or July 2nd or August 1st or August 2nd or September 1st or September 2nd or October 1st or October 2nd. But the Oilers got him on October 9th. And at $1.5 million right now, he is looking like an absolute bargoon for the Edmonton Oilers, man. He is getting better every game.
Yeah, real steal for Stan Bowman so far. Good for him. Good move. Good. When you have, McDavid and Draisaitl are the ultimate drawing cards, right? So here's Roslovic. He probably wants too much money in the summer, and he turns down some deals, fires his agent. Season starts. I don't have a job. Didn't go to camp. Okay, I'm not getting a 4-year deal anywhere now. Now I got to sign a 1-year deal. I got to prove to everyone that I'm really good. Next summer, he's going to look again for a 4 or 5-year deal. So where are you going to sign? You're looking around, you're a winger. You're looking around the league, Jay. Where am I going to sign? Well, in Edmonton, if I don't make McDavid's line, I got a good chance of making Draisaitl's line. And it sets him up to prove that he is a $5 or $6 million player next summer. And you can probably thank the depth in centerman here in Edmonton for that acquisition.
Yeah. I look at the centerman for sure, right? And because if you're Roslovic, and we had Aaron Portzline on, he said, you know what, you see these glimpses, and then he would go away. And Portzline brought up a good point that he said, you know what, talk to a lot of guys, man. You're in Edmonton, like McDavid and Draisaitl, they're on most of the time, and so they expect you to be on, especially if you're playing with them. That's just a no-brainer. And, man, Roslovic has the skill. There's no doubt he has the skill to play with them. And so if he gets the will, and what we've seen, if this lasts all year long, my goodness, his speed spec, he's not McDavid, but, God, he is almost a guaranteed sure thing on his own entry right now.
Yeah, he's always been fast, for sure. And he's always had skill, man. And for some reason, he has struggled to put it together in terms of, giving you most of 82 games. He has been a streaky guy. And you know what? They said the same thing about Kasperi Kapanen. He's not as good a player, but that was the knock on him when he came to Edmonton was, he disappears for a month and a half and you don't see him. Well, he hasn't, since Kasperi Kapanen has been in Edmonton, he hasn't disappeared either. He's been a pretty good waiver wire pickup for the Oils. So maybe Roslovic's doing the same thing. Maybe there's something to what Porty said, that in this dressing room, if you play that way, you don't last. That could well be true.
Yeah. You look at the orders, no Hyman tonight, I was told earlier, tweeted out, but Saturday, he'll be back. And we'll know for sure, Spec, because the Oilers are going to have to put someone on waivers. They're not going to send both Tomasic and Howard down. That doesn't make any sense, right? So they'll have to put somebody on waivers. I'm guessing it's going to be Troy Stetcher, and we'll know that by tomorrow afternoon, at noon. But Ike Howard's got to be the other guy going down. He's not playing tonight. He only played 7.5 minutes last game. It's time to get him into Bakersfield and get him playing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that, when the season started with those two rookie wingers, Savoy and Howard, it was always a bit of an internal battle that, when the moves started to get made, probably one of those guys, because they're not waiver eligible, was going to get, find themselves without a chair, right? And get voted off the island. We probably predicted this 2 months ago, and hey, Savoy's been better. So Savoy gets the job. And why has Savoy been better? Because Savoy got a whole year of the AHL. So why wouldn't you send Howard and give him some portion of a year in the AHL, if not the rest of the season? And hopefully his game will improve exactly the way Savoy's did, right?
Yeah. Well, pro hockey development doesn't hurt you. Okay. It's even some guy goes back to junior for another year and boosts his confidence and plays great. It doesn't hurt you at all. I think Isaac Howard, he's learned a lot. He's got to play 17 NHL games. And you know what? If he wants to be an NHL'er, he would have that taste of, okay, you know what, man, I got to live the lifestyle. I got to go on road trips. I saw everything. This is awesome. And if I want to be there, there's certain elements of my game I got to improve. Part of that is just experience and knowing how to play and adapt to playing against men, right? But he's going to go down to Bakersfield where they're going to welcome him with open arms because they need some offense.
Yeah. Oh, listen. And I will say this, and many is the guy who's scoring the odd goal in the NHL, who's playing and just on the cusp of an NHL roster, who goes down there, and it doesn't always translate right away into dominance.
Oh, no.
It's always tougher than guys think. It reminds me, Jay, of that hotshot guy that comes from the NFL, who plays his way out of the NFL and shows up in the CFL and thinks he's going to dominate. That guy never dominates in the CFL. And the guy going to the AHL, it's a little bit confusing because it's less structure. There's more stuff going on. It's less predictable. You're not always sure where your line mates are. I've heard it said a million times. In some respects, it's easier to play in the NHL than the AHL. But you know what? Everyone else who went through there figured it out and came out better for it. And if Ike Howard goes down there and is asked to figure out his game in the A before he gets another chance at the NHL, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, I think it would be a very good thing. What do you think of the Oilers' overall game last night?
I mean, they're the positive is they have the puck for a good chunk of the night. You know, when this team's offense is clicking, that's a 4-1 game, right? Because they had the puck and they had enough chances and enough sort of like they entered the zone looking dangerous so many times last night. And then not that much happened. Like Dan Vladar played well. Did he play great? You know,
no.
Did the Oilers force Dan Vladar to be great? I don't think he was great. And that's where they're at. The good news is they had the puck all night, and that's where it starts. But the place that they got to get working here is getting off the perimeter, getting the puck inside, turning all this possession into actual chances, Jay. That's where the next step has to come.
Oh, 100%, right? Like they're still they are still to me a little too perimeter, right?
Yep.
They're too perimeter. Now, Tomasik's coming in tonight for Howard. Would you put him with Henrique and Frederick, or would you switch up? Do you think Janmark's going to go with Henrique and Frederick?
Let me think. Janmark, Henrique, and Frederick.
So then it's Tomasik, Lazar, and Phil.
Yeah. I don't mind either of those combos. You know, what I don't like, I said this the other show, I couldn't stand that fourth line with Tomasik and Howard and Savoy. That was a waste of effort. I don't know what we were doing there. That seemed really stupid. If Tomasik's going to bounce between those two lines and play with some of those guys, that's fine. I'd like to see Tomasik play with some guys that, excuse me, force the puck inside a little bit. If you let Tomasik play on the perimeter, he will. And he needs to play with guys that draw him inside, right? That get him into the guts of the game. He's still trying to kick that European game that he's played his whole life. So I don't mind. I don't care where he plays, Jay. I don't mind him with Henrique and Frederick. I don't mind him with Janmark. Those are NHL players that play an NHL game. I don't mind that.
Well, you know, I actually think he's going to play with. I think he's going to, now that I was looking at last night's game, Henrique played mostly with Janmark and Lazar. And you had Tomasik was with, Frederick was with Howard and Philp more. So, you know, you might just see that combination tonight where you see Philp, Frederick, and Tomasik.
And Tomasik plays the wing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not, I know it's another one. I mean, it's a long haul for Tomasik. You know, he's been a centerman forever. They're asking him to play the wing a lot here.
Yeah.
That's not that easy. Like, his game is different. He's going from the big ice in Sweden to small ice here. Excuse me. He's going to, a Swedish style of hockey to NHL hockey, which is completely different. And the last thing is he's going from playing with the first line players. He's always been a first line guy. Now he's playing with third and fourth line guys. And the game is different. He said to me the other day, he said, when the last two lines of the NHL, the third and fourth lines are on the ice, he said the puck's in the air a lot. It's not on the ice as much as it is with the first two lines. I thought, you know what? That's interesting, right? It's in the air more. So he's got a lot to figure out, this guy. And I like him. He seems like a nice cat. I hope he makes it. I'm not wildly impressed with what I've seen so far, but I wish him luck, but it's a lot to chew off when you're 29 years old, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. But I also look at, I think people forget that, look at the starts that other guys had here the last few years in Edmonton. Connor Brown was terrible. Even last year, Skinner, Arvidsson, they didn't do. In 20 games, the most guy had was 6 points, right? 3 goals out of all those guys. Corey Perry, Brown, Arvidsson, Skinner. So, you know what? I agree it's going to be harder, no question. But I'd want to give a guy a chance to adapt before I just say he's got no chance. Right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So no, I'm not that disappointed in him at all, to be honest, because I always said, hey, jumping to the NHL is damn hard. I don't care if you're 18, 24, 29. It is hard. And lots of guys, when they come to a new team for the first time, don't just like Rostovich is a little bit of an exception here, jumping out and having a great start.
Oh, yeah.
It's not always the case.
No, Roslovic is for sure an exception. And listen, I'm not writing Tomaszek off here. Don't get me wrong. I'm just, thinking it through. He's got a lot of things to adapt to. And, not the least of which he's gone from being a 21 or 22 minute player for a long time into being about a 10-minute player. And that also is difficult. So he's got a lot of stuff to figure out. It will take time. You're right, Jay. I think we should suspend this conversation till about February. It's kind of like Savoy and Howard. Like, remember when Bowman said, it's not about how Savoy and Howard play in November. It's about looking at their game on March 1st and saying, are these guys going to help us down the stretch in the playoffs? I'm not sure Tomaszek isn't the same guy.
Oh, 100%, right? Like, big body like that, right? He could help you a lot. The playoffs are such a different game, right? Such a different game. And I think that's why there's a lot of frustration in Edmonton right now, because people's most recent remembrance of the Oilers was the playoffs. And every game was unreal, and it's physical, and everything's involved. And but the truth is, they can't play that way in October, November. They never do, right?
Yeah.
And even their best guys aren't close to what they were in the playoffs last year. So it's. I'm sure it's hard for the players, but the evaluation process is you got to almost compare last October, November to this October, November, and even to other teams like outside of Colorado. There's no teams that are absolutely killing it in the NHL right now, other than the Avs.
Oh no, it's remember too, we're into this compacted schedule right now because of the Olympics. And all I hear from all these teams is, so many teams are coming off of this hard trip or going off on that hard trip. Here go the Oil, they're going off on a 7-game road trip, right? Edmonton's schedule, in my opinion, has been, it's been a rough schedule, man. Like, they're traveling all over. It's awesome that they're getting all their Eastern road travel done before New Year's. That part's great, but getting to New Year's ain't so great, right? There's a lot of travel getting done here to get all those Eastern games done. So they got to swallow hard and get to the New Year, and they'll be happy they did it. But no, Jay, you're right what you say. Look at the Oil. They're, in my estimation, they're chugging along. They're playing probably at about 50-60% of how good we think they can play, and they're 3 points out of first place, tied for second in their division. So you know what, what's going to happen if they find their game and start playing real well? I suspect they'll be pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's very true. The thing about the Oilers is their road trip, they're going to have 10,000 fewer kilometers traveled this year. 10,000
in the end.
At the end of just because usually when you go out east, it's 4 or 5 trips out east. They're only going 3 times. Once you're out there, the travel's not far. It's going there and back that becomes the issue. And they're only going there 3 times. And that's why because I talked to a few of the players, like, yeah, it's a long road trip, but it's not like it's far, right? Like Columbus to Philly isn't far, right? Columbus to Carolina isn't that far, right? The farthest one I think they have is Washington to Tampa Bay because it's back to back. So.
But those are, listen, the way they travel now.
Oh yeah.
They just get on the plane after the flight and have a meal and play a game of cards and maybe have a quick nap. Boom, you're there. I'm going to say this because I don't fly on the charter. Go on those trips and try to chase them around on commercial these days. Now, if the players were doing that, I would say, oh my goodness, they must be getting tired, because that part is getting worse and worse and worse. But the players are great. They got cushy charters with captain's chairs and good scotch and a nice steak. What more do you want?
Yeah. Spec, enjoy the game. We will break it down tomorrow. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Jay.
Our Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction. We'll come back. We're going to get to the pregame show here. Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
At Nisku Ford, we want your visit to feel as comfortable as a holiday gathering. When you shop with us, you're not just a customer, you're family. And we always give our family the best.
And the whole family is going to love our November deals. Find your favorite Ford, then choose from 0% financing or rebates as high as $10,000.
Nisku Ford to your holiday visits or make your wish list at niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
He's heading into the driveway. Temperature's dropping fast, folks. He opens the hood and, oh no, the battery's on thin ice.
Yeah, that's a tough break, Tim. I mean, you can't expect to compete and win with weak parts in your game like that.
But wait, he's made a clutch move. He's gone to Napa Auto Parts for the win. They've got batteries, winter-grade oils, antifreeze, and wiper blades built for cold Alberta conditions.
That's a championship play, Tim.
With over 85 Alberta locations, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sani dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's AquaCentral reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Touch base on the Weiss Johnson text line, 1-833-401-1440. Keep your home warmer and energy costs down with a Goodman furnace installed by the pros from Weiss Johnson. Visit weiss-johnson.com for your new Goodman furnace.
Oilers pregame is brought to you by Titan Supply. Built on trust, driven by safety. The Titan way. Visit titansupply.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. The Oilers are back in action, and OTR is ready to be your hockey headquarters. $5.75 Molson Canadian, 69-cent wings, and play, score, and win every game. See more at ontherocksyeg.com.
It's the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Edmonton's only 24/7 sports station, Sports 1440.
Hey everybody, 4:33 on your Thursday afternoon. Andrew Walker stealing some time from the Jason Gregor Show today for another early Oilers start out east. The Columbus Blue Jackets rematch of Monday night. It is the Titan Supply pregame show right here on Sports 1440. Your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca Lots to get to, including, as always, your chance to win $100 to the River Cree Resort and Casino, back-to-back. So got some lineup changes tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm sure Gregor was talking about it on his show. We'll go through it as well. It's as John Candy said in what was the movie? Rookie of the Year. That was the one with the Cubs. He said in the Cubbies have the longest winning streak of the season. 2. That's the Oilers have their longest winning streak of the season. 2 after a victory last night in Philly. Last night, they, by the way, the Weiss Johnson text line open as always, 1-833-401-1440. The goal that gets disallowed, it was very fitting as puck don't lie, because for maybe, I don't know, the third time this season, you were sitting there in the third period saying the Oilers played very well and they deserved to win. And they ended up winning, but it was very much a hockey god karma type of thing, because they deserved the 2 points last night. I found 4 games where I thought they deserved to win. 4 games this year, like truly deserved to win, and last night was one of them.
Yeah, the
first 2, well, maybe a little more than 4, but
yeah,
Calgary, Vancouver, probably the Utah game, I'll say.
Yeah,
and maybe last night that might have been it.
The Ottawa game, I thought they were all right in that game. But I look at Edmonton, and it's funny. People say, "Oh, they got lucky." I'm like, okay, but what if the linesman just called it properly? Then the whistle blows and no one even thinks there's a goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, got lucky is I know what you're saying though. The verbiage is weird. They didn't get. They deserved the win. Yeah. They deserved the win.
I will say though,
but it would have been a very devastating loss had they had lost.
Well, what's interesting is the Oilers, I had lots of people who shut the game off when Philly scored. They're just so mad. They're like, oh my God, it's a minute left, game over. And they shut it off and didn't know until later that the goal got called back.
It's funny.
And then they won in overtime.
Well, I was watching I usually watch the games down at first round here in West Ed. And come on by the way, Donnie will buy you beer later. But if it's a tight game, I don't like to leave, because you're going to miss the most important part of the game, and that's what you got to talk about in the post game. So I've been waiting till the final whistle, basically, and then racing here. So then we play a few extra commercials, because last year it's like, okay, final TV timeout, I better get back to the studio. I missed so many goals. Like every time I was walking past the pirate ship, I would check my phone and someone had tied the game or scored the go-ahead goal. So anyway, I stopped doing that. But when Konechny scored last night, to your point, I had paid my bill. I basically stormed out of the bar and was walking here, and then I got a text offside. So yeah, same way. I probably would have shut it off at home.
Yeah.
Oh. I remember the famous or infamous Patrick Steffen.
Yeah, where the puck, I know, and I've talked to Ray about it. He goes, I watched the replay. The puck literally bounced over his stick. Like he was doing the right thing, skating close to the net, and the puck literally bounced right over his stick. You know?
And then Ray just eviscerated. But Ray played with them in Atlanta, right? He always. But so it was Ferraro and Labardius. What a tandem. They were the call. But I remember watching that game, and because Marc-Andre Bergeron comes up and fumbles the puck, and then Steffen steals and he'll ice it, says Labardius. And I clicked the remote, and for whatever reason, it was like on the wrong setting or on VCR or something like that. So it didn't change the channel. And then I saw the goal, but I would have missed it. I would have missed it.
Yeah. Oh, it's the most famous one is Oiler fans in 1997 in the playoffs of Game 3 when they're down 3-0,
leaving the building,
and they leave the building.
Can you remember all
you
4?
Can't even get back. Like nowadays, if you did that, you can't get back in the building.
Correct.
Back then, you used to be able to.
Can you remember all 4 goal scores?
Well, Bucky.
That's the OT winner.
Doug Weight. Yeah. Dan McGillis.
Yeah, I was gonna see if you got McGillis. Yeah.
And was it Kovalenko?
Kovalenko. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. McGillis was the tricky one.
Yeah.
And then when they traded McGillis, who did they get?
They traded McGillis to Detroit?
No, Philly.
Oh, they got what's the Spaz?
Yeah. Yanni Pitkin. Yeah. Who is a big time prospect in his day.
Dude, Pitkin was I remember
salivating to get Yanni Pitkin.
Like that guy was a machine put together. Like he was so like solid, and you look and say, God, like that guy should have.
And he could move.
He
Yeah.
just wasn't able to put it all together.
Yeah.
Now he went to Philly actually and had decent time later in his, like after when he left Edmonton again. But he had an okay career, right? Like he was he fourth overall pick?
He was a
very
lottery
high
pick. Yeah.
So he never lived up to that status.
He was an uber prospect in Philly for sure.
Oh yeah. He was a good player, but never became a great player, right?
So my other turn the game off story is it went to the Oilers. It was similar to that playoff game against Dallas where they came back with 2.5 to go. Do you remember in 06?
Carolina, that's where he went. Sorry, I said he came.
That's right, Carolina. Yeah,
Carolina.
Do you remember in 06 in the first round? I assume you were at all those games.
Yeah.
The first round
against the Red Wings.
Yes, and Jason Williams scored in overtime, and like people turned off the TV. It was double overtime, I believe, and people were walking out of the arena. But the puck had gone through the side of the net. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And they reviewed it, and people are like running back to their seats in the arena. I'll never forget it. And then I believe it was Jarrett Stoll that scored later on in overtime in that game, and that helped propel them, to a 6-game series win. But it was the balloon pot because all the Red Wings were on the ice. It just looked like Williams came up the wing and ripped one home. But no, it went through the side of the net. But a lot of people, because it was very late at night, right? I think it was already double overtime. A lot of people shut off their TVs that night, I remember.
Well, you know what? And I had people texting into the show earlier that said, yeah, that was me. And like from last night, they were just frustrated because Edmonton they're like, oh my God, they control the game, have the game, and then they blew it. Because to me, I felt like
it's not like there's 90 seconds left. You don't have time to get McDavid out. And
like they controlled the game, but I don't think they really controlled the scoring chances, right? Like they had the puck a lot. And that's still my only concern about their offense is, hey, they didn't give up anything. They controlled the puck. Philly had no sniff for like 35 minutes of that game. But you were still only leading by 1 goal the whole time. And it wasn't because Vladar was standing on his head. Some days the opposing goalie, he's robbing you. That wasn't the case. And so that's still where I look. And the Oilers' big guns have played a lot of minutes, but they haven't created what they normally create. And that's why it's a good sign for me, because when your best players aren't playing your best, eventually they're going to come. Right? McDavid's starting to come to the level you want. Draisaitl's only a point-a-game player. For 90% of the guys in the league, that's unreal. For him, that's well
he's
below.
a 110-point guy.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's very true. This is the conversation we were having about McDavid last year. Because he had, what was it, 20 points in 20 games or something like that. And it's like, yeah, that's great, but not for Connor.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. The Oilers were dominating the flow of the game. Like at one point, the shots are what, like 21-5 or something, 24-5.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, it wasn't like Vladar was pulling a Hasek last night. So, it is a little bit perimeter. It's still a little bit gun shy to get to those hard areas. But I am a big proponent of you take care of your own end. You support the puck. You're on the right side of the puck. That's how you win hockey games. Offense will come from that. Then you get confidence and some guys score that haven't scored before. You start drawing more penalties. You get more power play chances, etc. So, that's the important part of the game to me. And last night, ever since the Vancouver game, that was their best game in the sense of, they were in battles, they'd win battles. If they didn't win battles, they had puck support. They limited the giveaways. I know Wallman had a bit of a 5-alarmer there in the middle of the ice, but other than that, they were very good last night.
Well, and the real thing, I looked it up the other day, like big goals at key times. So last year, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, they had 26 game-winning goals for the Edmonton Oilers. Right? They had the vast majority of their game-winning goals. This year, they've combined for 0 game-winning goals. So when I say that, for Oilers fans to not panic and go crazy, and I saw all depth scores. Yeah, depth scores got to be a little bit better. But everybody likes to focus on the depth because sometimes they're scared to be like, hey, McDavid, Draisaitl, and those guys, they can play better. They're not playing up to their potential yet. Now, their potential is higher than most players, but they get paid for that potential. And it's not that they're playing awful. They're just not playing up to their level. At a big moment in a game, they come up with a big goal. And not that their goals have like Draisaitl's got 10 goals. Great. But last year he had 11 game winners. He didn't have any. Right. So, and that will change. Like
last year, it felt like if they went to overtime,
moments.
Leon was scoring.
Yeah.
And that continued in the playoffs
Yeah.
too.
We had six overtime goals. Yeah. So there just haven't, and you're finding ways to win. That's not being pretty, but the Oilers, as you mentioned, like they're 3 points out of first place in their division. Yeah. And no one listening or talking about the Oilers is like, man, the Oilers have played really well. Now they got games in hand on some teams. So it's probably closer to 5 or 6 points back, but they're not in any, especially if they win tonight, they're not really in any trouble.
I don't love the way they've been playing, right? Like I don't sit here and just talk about, oh, look at the record, look at that. But I've never been, today I'm positive. Last night I was positive. I've never been so sure. Like they're not perfect and they got a lot of work to do. I've never been so sure that they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They found something in Roslovic. I really think that, I really like, I'm putting the cart before the horse a little bit, but I really think that his what's missing in his NHL career? Why can't this? It's because what he does is going to complement and gel with what McDavid and Draisaitl do so well. Like I really think he found something special for him, and I think the Oilers found something for the first time in a long time. Because how many schlep wingers have they kept throwing in there? I really think that the way that Roslovic plays and the way he thinks, he's not the perfect player, but he thinks on that high intellectual level with those two. He really does.
Yeah. And the other guy whose game I felt has actually been pretty solid. And I've liked how you can't overuse a rookie player. You just can't. I know people see, he got 2 points last night. You got to play him all the time. Like he played over 14 minutes 7 times. He being Matt Savoy. Last night was the first time he got a point when he played in over 14 minutes. Mm-hmm. So now that's not because he hasn't played poorly. I mean, played poorly. He didn't get a lot of breaks. Last night he was good. I think Matt Savoy looks like a perfect complimentary forward. And because that's what the majority of complimentary guys are. Like Nuge isn't a driver, and that's not a knock. There's very few drivers in the league. Draisaitl, McDavid are drivers. So you get some guys around them that are good complimentary guys. Zach Hyman, obviously, is a very good player. Jack Roslovic is looking like he's so far so good. Podkolzin does what he does, doesn't produce a lot for. He's not going to finish. So in an ideal world, I'd probably want an upgrade there at some point. Because if Podkolzin is my third line winger, I'm doing cartwheels.
Sure.
But Matty Savoy's skill set, and when you play with Hyman and McDavid, I don't care if he's a little bit smaller because he's smarter and he's quick. And I like when Hyman comes back on Saturday, if Knobloch keeps Mangiapane ahead of Savoy in the top 6, I'll be pissed. I think that would be a terrible decision.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So here's this is unsubstantiated. I don't have a source. This is this was my feeling watching that game last night. Because I agree. I thought, but he was different. Like Savoy, for one of the first times this year, and I'm not a guy that's like, play them more minutes. I don't feel that way with kids. But I bet you that before the game or before this road trip, I bet Knobloch went to him and said, you're going to get some run here, and we're not blendering things around. Like, you're going to get a real run here to play 5-on-5. Don't be worried about making a mistake. You're not going to be benched. I bet they had that talk because he played like it. Like it felt like he played like with that parachute of knowing he was going to be fine if he didn't have a banner game. Like I really feel like that Savoy last night.
Well, I got to quickly get to this text. Hey guys,
I know I hate it. I hate it.
No, but the Patrick Steffen blunder cost the Oilers Patrick.
Oh yeah, I hate that too.
Actually, that's incorrect. And here's why.
Well, it's 1 point.
No, but here's why. So Chicago finished 5th in the lottery because they had fewer regulation wins than Edmonton. They're tied in points. But let's say Edmonton loses that game. They get no points. Now they're at 69. That means they have the 4th odds, and the Washington Capitals would have had the 5th. They would have got Patrick Kane. The Oilers would have been at the number 4 best odds, not number 5. So the losing the 2 points would not have gone it. People bring up all these what-if scenarios, and usually they're mistaken. You're mistaken because had they not watched that game, they would have had 69 points.
Right, but it wasn't the last game of the season.
Yeah, no.
They could have lost any point to any time.
I totally agree with you, but I'm just saying, if you're going to say of all the games, if they changed that when they would have got Kane, I'm just pointing it out that's incorrect. Maybe Washington then would have gotten Kane. If everything else would have stayed the same, Washington would have got Kane, not the Oilers.
And they might have drafted JVR.
Yeah.
They might have. They might have drafted JVR.
I don't Capital? No, Patrick Kane was the number 1 pick.
Was he consensus?
Yes. Later birthday, he was a year older. Yeah, no, all day long.
I guess. Yeah. He's tiny though. He was really small. Not everybody likes that.
Kane's elite. Yes.
Yes, I agree, obviously now. And this is what I hate. This is what I'm mad. I'm really good, I feel, at remembering things and trades and scenarios. And I totally got the Pitkanen thing wrong. Wow. So DM sends it. Just a quick note. Dan McGillis went to Philly for Yanni Niinema in 1998. Pitkanen came to Edmonton for Joffrey Lupul. And he's right. He's right. He's right. And here I was thinking, I was all slick by telling you the McGillis for Pitkanen trade. But you're right. And Niinema was like a more polished Pitkanen. A little bit. Niinema was a good player. He was a good player. Better than Pitkanen. But Pitkanen had a little more flash to him.
Yeah. Niinema spaz, but yeah, he was a hell of a player. Right? Like really competitive player.
Yeah. He was a top 4. Titan Supply pregame show right here on Sports 1440, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca. Andrew Walker, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. Okay. The River Cree over under. Let's get you your clue right away because here we are only 45 minutes away from the drop of the puck. You can win each and every pregame show $100 to the River Cree Resort and Casino, where you can catch all your favorite sports, including UFC and boxing, live on the big screens at Tap 25 and in the center bar. Visit rivercreeresort.com. That $100, by the way, is eligible to be used at any of the restaurants, the bars, the hotel, the gift shop. You can't go put it into I'm trying to think of a famous Buffalo slot. You can't just go put it in Buffalo. It doesn't work that way. You got to use it at the hotel or the restaurant. Piggy banking. I'm trying to think of slots I know. Anyway, okay. So here it is. So the Oilers have played 18 games. 7 of those games. So 7 times it's happened. 11 times it hasn't. Both teams scoring a power play goal in the same game, at least one power play goal. So more often than not, it doesn't happen. It didn't happen the other night when Oilers played Columbus, but there's your guess. It might not exactly be 50-50, but will both teams score a power play goal in tonight's game? Over for yes, under for no. So we'll say 1.5 power play goals. Over for yes, under for no. The Weiss Johnson text line, 1-833-401-1440. Odds would say it's not going to happen, but that also means if you say yes and you get entered in the draw, there's probably less winners. So that is the that's the cross you bear to pick. Over or under on the Weiss Johnson text line, 1-833-401-1440. Okay, the lines for Nisku Ford and Nisku Ford .ca. Obviously unofficial, but this is what it looks like. Savoy, McDavid, Mangiapane, Podkolzin, and Draisaitl, Roslovic. So no changes up in the top 6. Janmark, Henrique, Lazar, Tomasic back in with Noah Philp and Trent Frederick. And then on the blue line, no changes except for Regula's in for Ty Emberson. He will play with Brett Kulak, and Calvin Pickard gets the start, which I disagree with, actually. For the first time this year, I have a goalie opinion. I would run Skinner right back tonight. No question.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even hesitate.
Well, Jet Grease is playing third game in 4 days.
100%.
So you could do it. Skinner wasn't really tested a bunch last night. He came up with another key stop at a key moment in the game right before the overtime goal. Yep. And so that's 2 overtimes in a row where you just want your goalie to make a key save. And he did. He wasn't tested a ton in that game, but hey, he only allowed 1 goal.
Confidence builder.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why wouldn't he be feeling good? And he won the night previous. It wasn't terrific against Columbus, but the team came back late. And now he wins again in Philly. What? He's tired? Play him. Just let him keep rolling. If he feel like, we debate so much about, being confident, not getting down on yourself. And, Skinner is it's complicated, right? It's a lot. It's a big, complicated relationship and a complicated journey. And I don't know if he'll be the Oilers starter come playoff time, but I do have a feeling that Calvin Pickard ain't going to be here. Everything is about Stuart Skinner's, the way he feels about himself, the way his teamates feel about him. Play him again. I'd play him again. They're not going to, though. So
No.
it's a moot point. But yeah, Jet Greaves, like you said, I saw that today too. 3 starts in a row. Why him?
Well, I think their coach is pissed off at his other goalie after listening to Portsline on the show. So basically,
Elvis? What did Elvis do?
Elvis went to him one day at practice. This is what Portsline said he was told. But, hey, I can't practice today. I'm hurt. Okay. Next day is a game day. Hey, I'm good. I can play. Coach's like, no. If you can't practice, you can't play. And so there's a little message there that Jet Greaves is playing 3 out of 4 games. He played both. He played Monday, Tuesday, and now he's playing tonight. And we'll see. Does it catch up? Like, is the fatigue really a factor? Jet Greaves said, he goes, I used to play 3-3 in the American League. So
with worse travel.
Yeah. So
right?
I do. At times, I think we overblow the fact that goalies are so hard done by. They can't play back to back. I think it's a little bit overdone.
So when I did the show years ago with Rhett Warner in Calgary, and not always the smartest of individuals, but he made a really good point one time, and we were talking about Mika Kiprusoff and how much he had played, right? And Kipper's thing with the coaches, because he played a ton of games and then burnt out in the playoffs. That's why they lose in the first round all the time. But Kipper's thing, and he got to kind of call his shots. He's like the taxing part of this whole thing. It's not playing the games. It's what we love, right? So it's the travel, it's the practice, it's getting ready for practice, all that kind of stuff. So like, if you're gonna give me a day off, give me a practice day off, or fly me a day ahead, to the next city. But if I'm gonna play, I can play back to back. That's the easy part.
Yeah,
that's the fun part. Right? Like I won't name him because it's maybe a little personal, but I knew this radio play-by-play guy that was working in the Western League. And when you get a play-by-play job, these guys, you take it from their cold dead fingers, right? Like they're few and far between. They do not give it up at any level. And this guy, I remember going to the rink one time and he wasn't doing the game. I was like, what's up? You got no voice or whatever? He's like, oh no, I just take the odd game off. I was like, buddy, who does
play-by-play guy?
Yeah, but he was also, in the Western League, you do all the game notes or whatever. And but 3 on 3, 3 on like 3 and 3 and all that kind of stuff. He would take the odd game off. And I'm like, man, that's a good way to lose a gig is what that is. But like the thing is, what's the hard part? It's riding the buses. It's doing the game notes. When you get behind the mic and you're doing the game, that's what you do.
Hey, some play-by-play guys used to drive the bus.
I can't believe he drove the bus as long as he did.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Rids.
Yeah.
All right.
Unreal.
455. Unreal.
Yes.
Bob Ridley. What a legend. Is he in the? Well, he can't be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Maybe one.
No. He's not in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Builder, broadcaster.
He got put in the. I'm pretty sure he's
Alberta Sports Hall of Fame. Yeah. Interesting. Yes, long time bus driver and play-by-play guy. All right, it is the Titan Supply pregame show. Lots to get to. By the way, those lines are brought to you by Nisku Ford. We're all this month. You get rates as low as 0% or choose rebates as high as $10,000. Details at niskuford.ca. Landon Ferraro, our game day analyst, on the way. Sports 1440.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit titansupply.ca.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Oilers pregame is brought to you by Titan Supply. Built on trust, driven by safety. The Titan way. Visit titansupply.ca.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Pre-matchups are brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. For all your automotive needs, go to your trusted experts in high-quality parts, tools, equipment, and more. That's Napa know-how.
Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Oilers pregame is brought to you by Titan Supply. Built on trust, driven by safety. The Titan way. Visit titansupply.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Elks Nation, 2 weekly podcast with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger breaking down the green and gold. The most in-depth AA football coverage on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts. elksnation.ca.
Sports 1440 and the pregame show with Andrew Walker. We are Edmonton's sports leader.
Welcome back. It is the Titan Supply pregame show. Oilers and Blue Jackets for the second time in a week. Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca. Puck drop shortly after 5:30, and then Jason Gregor will take you up until the top of the hour. Oilers looking for their third win in a row. In case you missed the River Cree over-under, it's a simple question. Will both teams score a power play goal tonight? Will it be one of those kind of games? Over for yes, under for no. 1-833-401-1440. You can win $100 to the River Cree Resort and Casino. Little hint for you: out of 18 games, 7 times both teams have scored a power play goal. 11 times they have not. So there you go. Use it at your own discretion. The Dr. Vance Elliott hairline injury report. Let's take a look, and it is unchanged, which is a little frustrating. I think a lot of people were hoping that tonight would be the night that Zach
Saturday,
Hyman is
guarantee
back.
it, mark it down, book
Saturday
it.
night.
Yes.
And they got Carolina.
Yes.
Carolina. Good team to
Yeah.
make his return. But yes, still no Zach Hyman. Obviously, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Kasperi Kapanen. Dr. Vance Elliott brings you the hairline injury report. World leader in hair restoration. Visit drvanceelliott.com for a free consultation today. On that note, let's go to Landon Ferraro. The consultation's free. I'm just saying, buddy. Landon Ferraro for Ed's Auto Salvage joins us here in the pregame show. How are you doing? Sorry, we might have to reconnect with you there, buddy.
Can't hear him.
Oh, there you go. Yes, Zach Hyman to make season debut Saturday. You probably saw that ahead of me, official.
I've been saying it for a week. But
yeah. Good. I mean, good on them for not, saying November the 1st, right? Because then everyone would have been up in arms, and everyone wants him to come back, obviously. So
I think a lot of people, when you get mad about it, No one knows how you think you're going to project to the exact date when a guy's going to return from an injury. Like, it's kind of foolish how people get, oh my God, they said it'd be a week and now it's going to be 10 days. Because you don't know how a sprained ankle heals. Everybody's different. There's no like actual 1000% accurate timeline.
And the timelines are a heck of a lot different in the postseason than they are in the regular season.
Guys will try to play through anything there.
Landon Ferraro joins us for Ed's Auto Salvage. There, we got you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good job with the hanging up. It ruined the whole intro there with the Dr. Vance Elliott thing. So it's not even fun. The moment has passed. It's not even funny anymore.
I was saying it's just always such a nice welcoming entrance into the show with you.
I'm saying it's free. The consultation's free. You don't got to do it. You don't even really might not even need it. It's just free. That's one of the wonderful services that Dr. Vance Elliott and his team provide.
Yeah, I mean, you got me. It just makes sense at that point.
Hey, I don't have a lot going for me in terms of genetics, but I do have a good head of hair. And look at my my folks and my grandparents, my late grandparents. I will not have to go to Dr. Vance Elliott, I don't think.
Yeah, but the rest of us get to ride like the big boy rides when we go right? So we all win and lose in some spots.
Joke's on you. I don't like heights, so I don't do those rides.
You don't say.
No, I hold the coats and the purses.
Hey, true story. That reminds me of the greatest line I ever had on one of our buddies who's a shorter guy, and there was a girl that he kind of liked, and then it wasn't going anywhere. And he's like, I don't know what happened. I said, well, buddy, he said, because he's a short guy, just said, you know what? I don't think you're tall enough to get on that ride. Oh God, he laughed. He wasn't happy, but he laughed. It was pretty funny.
Well,
he does that all the time.
The guy that bugs me the most about not being overly tall is Landon's dad, Ray, and it's famous.
Wow.
Like no one will get on a 5'8" guy more than a 5'9" guy. Like that's the.
You got to attack what you can attack.
Yeah,
what you got.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no chance Ray's 5'9" anymore. I'll guarantee you that.
He's shrinking.
Yeah,
100%.
Oh well, I think I'm right with you, Greg. 100%.
There is no chance. No.
What was he listed? What was he listed at?
Well, I was just he was probably listed at 5'9", so he was never 5'9".
Yeah, he was always. I want to say he was always 5'10", and like that is unbelievable. I remember hitting like the same height as him, and I wasn't that old. And I'm like, there's okay. Like I finally know.
Yeah.
Like you're not even close to it.
Yeah.
Landon Ferraro joins us for Ed's Auto Salvage each and every pregame and postgame. So just a matter of hours ago, we were chatting about that win over the Flyers, and you know, like it wasn't the Oilers, you know, offensive explosion we were used to seeing, but I felt like probably, Landon, it was their most complete game since the Vancouver game way back when, the second game of the season.
Yeah, I mean, they controlled play for the vast majority of it. They were crushing them in shots, you know, halfway through and even moving forward. You know, like they didn't even give up 10 shots in one period. That's already tightening up from where they've been, and they found a way to win another tight game. Like I think it's another step from the game before. I think that, you know, when McDavid did what he did, it just felt like the same, right? Like you play okay, and then one of the two best players just does something, and you come back. But there were pieces of it that were better. And last game, I thought they played, you know, a much more complete game. There's obviously areas that can still improve, but it was much closer to it.
How does that? So when you know you have this daunting, you know, 7-game road swing ahead of you, you're going to be tired at the end of it. There's going to be a lot of travel. You want to bank those points early. You know, how big is that win to open it, just to get the good vibes going? And maybe more importantly, not losing the way you almost lost with 23 seconds to go, because that would have not been a great start to the road trip.
No, that would be pretty frustrating. But no, you're right. Like the first one, you just want to get off on a good foot. You want, you know, especially when it's a long one, you're like going into that first game, you're already still thinking about how long the road trip is. and you're kind of pissed about it. Like, no one likes to be away that long, and you go in with a little bit more of, I don't know, more energy, but at the same time a little pissed. Like, you want to start off on a good note so that it turns happy really quickly, and then you're having fun with your buddies on the road, and that's why road trips can lead to winning streaks, because you're kind of in the moment the entire time, and you're hanging out with the guys, and you go play, and it just kind of rinse and repeat, and you get into a bit of a flow state.
Well, and also probably like you won game one, but you also deserve to win, because they started the last road trip off with a win in New York, but Skinner kind of bailed them out, right? Like they won 2-0, and it's not like you could take those habits. Like you had to change your game and change your lineup, when you went into the Islanders a couple nights later in this sense. And I know they do put a couple new guys in, but it's way easier messaging for the coaching staff, right? It's like, guys, do that. Like, right. That's maybe not a carbon copy, but be on the right side of the puck, support the puck. Don't be afraid to get into battles, go to the net. Like, that was way better in terms of a teaching tool.
Yeah. Like, it's for them, it's just all about intensity, and they showed it in a couple different ways last night. And it was good to see, because again, like a lot of pieces are there. It just needs that extra little bit, and that's a lot of intensity. And we talked about it last night with Frederick driving the net. Like, even something like that, where it's not a penalty you want to see, but at the same time, like, he's in the game, he's getting himself involved. Other guys are moving around, and the guys that need to make plays were starting to make plays more consistently, and the guys that kind of do the rest of it found a bit more of what they need to do. So, I mean, it's a building block for sure, and you're just hoping that guys continue on that path and keep kind of finding out and figuring, kind of determining roles a bit more.
I know the timing of the game, but I don't mind a guy going to the net. For a team that doesn't go to the net very often, I'm like, hey, I'll live with it.
Sure.
And I'm a big believer, and guess what? You kill off that penalty, and they did. Their penalty kill was really solid in the third period, like it has been pretty much all year long. And, small little things like that could jumpstart a team. I know we got a lot of people wondering, hey, is Frederick going to go round 2 tonight? I'm pretty sure he's not going to go round
maybe
2.
He wants the other eye to match.
Yeah, you never know. Like, hey, I give him credit for doing it, man, because I still think that Olivier's the toughest guy in the league. I think he's the best pure puncher in the league. But the Oilers, like, anytime you play a team twice, outside of that, there wasn't a lot of real animosity in that game at all. But I'd still like to see Edmonton, like, if there's been more scrums in the last 2 games than I think there was in the first 15 of the season.
Yeah.
And that, to me, there's a little bit more, okay, like, we're pushing back, or we're doing things to force the other team to push back.
Yeah, and for a guy like Frederick in particular, like he's someone that I feel like he needs to do that to get himself into the game.
Yes.
And like, the more that he does it, he's going to feel more confident about himself, and then that's where hopefully a bit of the scoring comes back into it as well. But after such a long layoff, switching teams and trying to, really jumping into playoffs and trying to figure it out on the go, like, he's essentially, like, he's having to do like a full reset here and kind of get back to his basics. And he had a bunch of games where he was just kind of floundering in the middle a bit, and then he gets in that fight, he runs the net, like, he's starting to do things to pull himself into the game. I like it.
Landon Ferraro joins us each and every pregame show for Ed's Auto Salvage in Westlock, the used parts experts with province-wide shipping and daily delivery to Edmonton. Visit edsautosalvage.com. Not that he picked the wrong guy, because he picked the guy on purpose, and it was for a purpose. But Trent Frederick, Matthew, Olivier, did you ever you ever pick the wrong guy? You ever get overmatched, and maybe midway through you were like, oh, I don't mind fighting, but maybe not this guy?
I would say it's easier for me to tell you the ones that I was like, oh, this is an even match.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, quite a few. Pretty much, honestly, pretty much all of them. I always went in with the mentality of, if I'm going to get in a fight, it's not going to be with anyone my size or smaller. So at least everyone will say it's good that he did it. And so I went after the bigger guys a lot. Like, I remember it was one of the coolest ones for me because I grew up watching them, but playing in the American League and Brent Sopel got sent down. I ended up fighting Brent Sopel during a game. That was unreal. He was saying sorry to me after because he was mad at himself that he basically just punched my face in.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a nice guy about it.
Didn't you? I seem to remember. So you were playing in Everett. I seem to remember you having a really good tilt against somebody, but it was like it was someone that I was surprised you fought. I like that. I know that's a terrible way to get into a story, but am I misremembering, or is something come to mind?
I can't think of one in junior that went well for.
You didn't fight Gudis, did you?
No, I fought Kyle Beach in Everett. He
Oh,
spun me
that's
around
what
at
that
center
is
ice.
what I'm thinking about. Kyle Beach. That's right. You fought Kyle
Yep.
Beach, who is a tough hombre.
Yeah, and then I did it in the American League again, and it was kind of the same result.
Kind of went the same way. Landon Ferraro for Ed's Auto Salvage. All right, so just your overall thought of the game tonight. I mean, Columbus really feels like they probably left a point on the table the other night, which they did. Kind of did it to themselves there at the end. They were a good team. They were a fast team. Pickard starting for the Oilers. I do feel this is going to be a tough sled, and if the Oilers win, I'd be very impressed.
Honestly, like I expect the Oilers to win tonight. I think they're, like I said, they're trending in the right direction. I feel like the last two, they've found a way to get closer to what they are. Again, they have a long way to go, but they're going that way. And I think the feeling that they have, knowing that some guys are coming back as well. So, the big boys that are waiting for Hyman to get back up top are, excited and playing good, and they're waiting for him to get back. But what it also does is to the guys below, they're fighting for who's the guy that's coming out of the lineup. And so, you have motivated players. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think that they'll, try and hold, especially Marchenko to his least amount of opportunity that he can get. He's been on quite a tear lately as well. So, Columbus has some really good speed, some skill and all of that. But again, if the Oilers play and they batten it down a little bit more and kind of keep pushing up front and try and get to the inside a little bit, like I don't see why they don't come away with a win tonight.
Landon asked a really good question the other night. He says, does Dean Evison, does he really make a point of getting Matejchuk out against McDavid tonight?
Yeah. Well, I'll say
poor guy.
That top line in Columbus, that Marchenko, Fantilli, Voronkov line.
Oh yeah.
Voronkov is massive, like 6'5", 2, and he's listed 235. I bet she's bigger now. I saw him in the dressing room, like, oh my God, this guy is a mountain.
And he moves.
Yes.
Too.
Like, dude, that line might be the most underappreciated line in the NHL. People don't talk about it, but they're so quick. Like that goal, it was an awful giveaway by Mangiapane. But you see how quickly bing, bang, boom, back to the net. Like it wasn't even a hesitation, Marchenko and Fantilli. And that's a line the Oilers got to be aware of tonight, because the Columbus Blue Jackets have blew the doors off the Oilers the last 3 visits in Columbus. They've led 3-0, 4-0. 3-0 after the first, which eventually turned into a 6-0 lead. Edmonton's got to come out and be ready here, because
I remember that was a rough one. Yeah,
they've been stormed in Columbus the last 3 times.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is, but at the same time, like I always laugh with the bad records in the past in buildings. Like I can't remember really thinking going into a place like we never win here. Right? Like you're just going for another game, and for the Oilers again tonight, like it's, I don't know. I just feel like they're building the right way. There seems to be a better feel with the team right now, and yeah, we'll see where it goes, but that's the way I'm thinking tonight.
Landon, thanks for this. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you in the postgame show.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
Yeah, sometimes I think we never win here. I think it's more of a fan thing, but not to say it doesn't have credence.
Well,
like the Oilers went 15 years without winning in Dallas, right?
I talked to some players who have said, yeah, man, like there's certain buildings like we just felt awful going in there.
Right.
And so
but when it spans eras of a team.
Yeah, well, eras, sure. But that's why this is just like McDavid, Draisaitl, Nurse.
Right.
Right. These guys have all been here the whole time. They're core guys, and they've been getting their socks blown off in Columbus. It's just weird that it's Columbus. It's not like the last 4 years Columbus has been a good team, and they have spanked the Oilers.
They have, yeah.
So,
it's like, and I know Nashville's not good anymore, but even when Nashville was good, they'd come in here and Oilers would put up 6 on them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but there was a while there, Peck Arena, the Oilers couldn't beat them to save their life, right? And then it got switched, and then Leon Draisaitl said, "Oh, here's my
that's right.
Here's my little sister, and I'm just going to pound her for fun."
Yeah, 2 goals and an assist every game.
Every game.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous, that run that he was on.
The matchups for Napa Auto Parts for all your automotive needs. Go to your trusted experts in high-quality parts, tools, equipment, and more. That's Napa know-how. I was going to ask you that on that note because, yes, they have not had a ton of success against Columbus. And, yeah, like I look at that group, and there's so many players I like, and maybe players that aren't ready. Like, I really like Cole Sillinger. I think he'd be a great Oiler. He's played like 300 games, and he's like 12 years old. But it's a you want to look at a guy like Savoy or a guy like Howard. Like, it is a long process to become a rock solid type of guy.
Yeah. No, that top line, honestly, at Columbus, I love watching. They got such a good mixture play, but Marchenko is so good to watch, so entertaining to watch.
Good and big. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like I think my favorite line in hockey right now. I mean, and he's one of the guys who's hurt, but it's the Malkin, Mantha, Brazeau line. They're all like 6'7". So fun.
They're going to play Frederick tonight anyway, starting with Janmark and Henrique.
Yes.
And they're going to play Lazar with Tomasic. Lazar is going to play the left side with Phil. And I think Ike Howard not playing tonight. I would expect that Ike Howard will be going down to Bakersfield tomorrow.
Formatting question. Do we have to break one more time, or can I just take it here? Till
take a break
30.
now.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do we'll reset the River Cree over-under, and we'll hear from the coach as well for Vision Credit Union. It's on the way. It is the Titan Supply pregame show. Oilers Jackets coming up momentarily. Sports 1440.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit TitanSupply.ca.
The days are getting shorter, temperatures dropping. Time to take a good look at your furnace. Here's Dennis from Weiss Johnson with some pre-winter words of wisdom.
Don't wait. Get your furnace inspected sooner than later. Nothing worse than furnace issues when it's suddenly 40 below, right?
Absolutely.
And if it's time for a replacement, we offer the full line of energy-efficient Goodman furnaces. Your family will love the comfort, and you'll appreciate lower heating bills thanks to Goodman.
Weiss Johnson, your Goodman furnace experts for sales and installations. Visit Weiss-Johnson.com.
Looking for the perfect used ride? Now's the time. Drive away for as little as $25 bi-weekly. Go Auto has over 7,500 used vehicles in stock with something for everyone. From budget-friendly cars and road trip-ready SUVs to powerful work-ready trucks. With around 70 locations across Canada, your next vehicle is closer than you think. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or buying for the first time, we've got the right ride at the right price. But don't wait. These deals won't stick around forever. Start shopping today at goauto.ca.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
River Cree is the place for all your favorite sports. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring UFC action and boxing live on the big screens at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the Center Bar. Plus, catch this fall's biggest games. Every goal, every tackle, every home run. River Cree is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com. Oilers pregame is brought to you by Titan Supply. Built on trust, driven by safety. The Titan way. Visit titansupply.ca.
Touch base on the Weiss Johnson text line, 1-833-401-1440. Keep your home warmer and energy costs down with a Goodman furnace installed by the pros from Weiss Johnson. Visit weiss-johnson.com for your new Goodman furnace.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Enjoy a taste of Hawaii with Papa John's Aloha Trio. Try the classic Hawaiian, Super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken pizzas for only $19.99 each at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
Sports 1440 and the pregame show with Andrew Walker. We are Edmonton's sports leader.
Andrew Walker horning into the Jason Gregor Show for the Titan Supply Oilers pregame show, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca. A little look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Pallet Recycler. Busy night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 games. Leafs up on the Kings 1-0. Senators have a 1-0 lead on the Bruins. Those are the games that are ongoing. Everything else is scoreless. Later tonight, you got the Sabres and the Avs, the Sharks and the Flames, the Islanders and the Golden Knights, and the Jets and the Seattle Kraken. Also Thursday Night Football, in which I did not take the New England Patriots in my Survivor League. I declined to take them.
Okay.
And I am me and Fireman Ed, man, we're the two biggest Jets fans in the world tonight. Go Jets, go.
You're assuming a lot of people took them?
I assume there's quite a few people on the Patriots tonight. Yeah, but I can also use the Pats later in the season. I think I'm going I'm probably going to go Dallas on Monday over the Vegas Raiders. I know, taking the Cowboys in Survivor, that's a good way to lose, but they're not losing that game. But go Jets tonight.
Famous last words. They're not losing.
Yeah, the Winnipeg. I want a Jets parlay. The Winnipeg Jets and the New York Jets tonight. In case you missed it, the River Cree over-under. Here's the question. Will there be a power play goal from each team tonight? It's happened 7 times this year for the Oilers and their opponent out of 18 games. So, judge the odds for yourself. But will each team score a power play goal? Yes for over, yes for over, and no for under. You could win $100 to the River Cree Resort and Casino. Let's hear from the head coach briefly for Vision Credit Union, Chris Knobloch, investing 100% in Alberta and giving back to the communities they serve. VisionCU.ca. The Oilers just played the Jackets a few nights ago. Bit of a wild game. Here's the coach on the challenges that team presents.
They are a high-event team. They play very high tempo, very aggressive with their systems, dangerous off the rush. And, we were, fortunate to come from behind and get a fortunate bounce to win that. And, overall, we've been emphasizing playing better defense and giving up fewer chances. And I think that game we did a pretty good job. But, they've got a lot of high energy, dangerous players. Marchenko, Werenski, obviously the two biggest ones that we have to look out for. But it should be another good game.
This one is kind of wild because it's like, we just saw a bit of a knock 'em down game on Monday, and the Philadelphia Flyers probably couldn't be any more different heading in than the Columbus Blue Jackets. So there's it's black and white from what we saw last night. I don't know how the Oilers will respond to that. Landon kind of thought favorably. I'm a little nervous heading into this one, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's always hard to know because right now the Oilers, they've played really well for a long stretch, but They didn't finish. And now Columbus does give up more goals than Philly. Philly's a team that hasn't given up very much. So they basically, Philly decided we'll give up possession. We're not going to give a ton of chances. And that's really what happened in the game. I think Edmonton and Philly's penalty kill is really good. And were they ultra aggressive last night? My goodness, they were like, they gave the Oilers power play, never really had a good look all night. Columbus PK isn't as good. It struggled a lot. So if you can generate some power plays, now they don't take many penalties. So that's the challenge. But I think the first period, really a good start for Edmonton. I know that the one of their games in Columbus, they were down 4-0, came back and tied it. That crazy game. But then Jack Roslovic scored both goals in the third period for Columbus to win that game. So, Roslovic, the way he's going right now.
Was that last year?
No, that was in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. Last year was the 6-1 butt kicking.
Beat down. That's right.
Ekholm ruined the shutout with 27 seconds left.
I think Ekholm, I remember because I think that put the over under on an over too. Cause I think it was something like, well, yes, but it was more for the River Cree. It was like, would a defenseman score or something like that? Okay. And then he scored with 6 seconds. Yeah, exactly. All right. Head coach, Chris Knobloch. Back-to-back OT winners for Jack Roslovic. He's been maybe the number one topic in the city among Oiler fans this last couple of weeks. Outside of those 2 game winners, what has his impact been?
Very impactful for our team. And obviously you point out the overtime goals, but 5-on-4-5 scoring, he's also contributed. Especially right now with the injuries and loss of players that we have, Kapanen, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins. So we've been very fortunate to have him throughout the season. And I think the biggest impact, obviously being a good player, but being very versatile. Used him, moved him onto the first unit power play. He's had a couple power play goals there. But I think he's just a good all-around player who can transport the puck. And I think you can't have enough guys like that just to make it a little more easier getting from your zone into the other end.
Chris Knobloch, brought to you as always by Vision Credit Union. I know you've talked about him a lot on your show, and it's worth resetting. I was a little cynical to begin, right? Is this really the fit that the Oilers need? A smallish offensive forward that, may or may not disappear in the second half and in the postseason. I do feel I might be setting myself up to be duped a little bit, but I'm in, man. I'm in on Roslovic. I think he's really good, and I think the way his game projects and the way he plays is a lighter version of the way McDavid and Draisaitl think the game. Mm-hmm. I think it's really unique. I think it could be like just this weird match made in heaven.
Well, he has the hockey IQ to think the game and fast enough with Draisaitl. And the other thing is, Draisaitl and McDavid are a few of the guys, McKinnon, there's a few guys around the league that are almost guaranteed zone entry. Mm-hmm. And if you watch Roslovic, he's getting to that point. Watch him bring the puck through the neutral zone. He's so fluid side to side.
And he does that little one hand
thing. That one hand thing where he slides his hand down the shaft of his stick a bit. That's how he passed the Podkolzin on that one goal. But also the other thing is his ability to change speed, but also get faster when he's gliding. It's odd to me. He's got really good hip movement and edge work, and we'll probably have to talk to a skating expert on the show just about it, because to me he's a fascinating guy to watch. I didn't know his game was as silky smooth as we've seen, and that's what's impressed me most. What's
the meme? I have to apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. And he is, to me, what's impressive about him is how just there's not many guys who can consistently beat players one-on-one in the NHL. And he's shown me that over and over. So that skill, it's not luck. Okay, he's got 11 points in 16 games, got 10 points in 9 games. It's not because he's on some shooting heater and he's just putting in empty net goals. It's the plays he's making to get there that's impressed me.
And you go down the list, and I know not everyone's in their prime or whatever, but there's been a lot of guys, good veteran, long-time NHL guys that they've tried to play with McDavid or Draisaitl, and it's just not there.
It's hard.
It's not there. It is hard. And you look at the best line Sidney Crosby played on, Pascal Dupuis and Chris Kunitz. Now, good players. Kunitz was really good player, but there are better players in the world than those guys. There were better players on Crosby's team than those guys, but it was a fit. Now it's a different fit than playing with McDavid because Crosby needed smart north-south skaters. Like that's what meshed with Crosby, and those two guys did. McDavid needs some different things, and you know, they all three play together on the power play right now. But what I like too is the trust. You can tell that McDavid and Draisaitl like respect his intelligence.
Yeah.
Like they trust him to throw him the puck or rim it around. It's not a dead play, right? Not that, like, you remember, it feels like I'm piling on, but Frederick to start the year was playing with the big two, and he was just out of place.
Yeah.
Right? Like they didn't trust him to keep the play alive. He was trying to defer. He's trying to like, well, how do I help these guys? Roslovic is like confident enough in his own ability that he's one of the members of the line. Right?
Yeah.
That's the feeling I get.
Yeah, you need those guys that you have to be able to be comfortable that you can look off them every now and then.
Yeah. I've been a big fan. I think they found something, and I was kind of starting to get on this point a little earlier, but it's only a couple of wins. I'm not saying the Oilers are playing great. They've been largely terrible this year, but I've never been so confident that they will be fine. I'm not saying they're going to win the Stanley Cup. I'm not saying they're going to, you know, compete for the division or the President's Trophy, but they found something in Roslovic. The D-core is fine. Like, they're not playing that well, but they're fine. I love their guys 1 through 6, 1 through 7. They might need a goalie. Fair enough. But they're getting Hyman back. Roslovic's a player. Nuge is going to come back. Maybe he goes to your third line. Maybe he doesn't. They'll be just fine.
Well, the thing is, I think they can compete for the division. Look at Vegas is in the midst of a homestand right now, and they can't win at home all of a sudden. It's very weird. Like there's like Anaheim has been the best team early on. Awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They've also played a ton of non-playoff teams. So the Ducks are better. But if you ask me today, who do I still think has a better chance to win the division, Edmonton or Anaheim? I'm taking Anaheim. I'm taking Edmonton all day long.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'm going to look during the game. What are the live odds to win the division? I bet Vegas is still the favorite. Probably.
I can go to outrights right now in the Oilers.
Find it that fast? That's pretty good.
The Western Conference. Vegas is slightly ahead of Edmonton. Like,
and
that's the Western.
What's Anaheim's number right now?
Oh, it's not even. Oh God, they're like 4 times the
right
dog compared to Edmonton. Right. Now that's Western Conference winner. I should clarify.
Oh, Western Conference.
Yeah, regular season.
But Western, like winning the regular season, Western Conference or Western Conference championship?
Yeah, you're just finishing first in the West.
Right.
Yeah, like they still in the West right now. Colorado obviously is number 1, then Vegas, then Edmonton, then Dallas, then Winnipeg, LA, Utah, Anaheim is 8th. Minnesota, Vancouver, St. Louis, the Kraken, Preds, Flames. They still have the Sharks and Blackhawks below the Flames, which is odd to me. But because the Flames, like, I wish they'd have odds on who would finish in the basement.
I'm sure you can find that.
Yeah.
I'm going to Vegas for American Thanksgiving. I'll, e-transfer me and I will lay that bet for you.
Yeah.
I'll find some action. I have a way of doing it.
Yeah.
All right. This has been the Titan Supply pregame show. Oilers and Blue Jackets about to drop the puck. I guess you guys will take another break and you'll be back to wrap up the show.
We got 2-minute warning with Cam Tate, more on the orders, and we'll get to 5 questions.
You know your neighbor, right? The one who watches your house when you're away, who keeps their yard looking nice, who says hello every day. That's us. GS Construction. Now, we probably don't live right beside you, but we do live in your community. And when it comes to water and wastewater infrastructure, moving along smoothly, we're the ones doing that work. GS Construction has been doing it since 1974, over 50 years. So you could say we are your neighbors who wear hard hats and work boots. To find out what your neighbors do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints, are excited to be back on the ice at the brand new Thompson Family Arena. Be part of the action and enjoy some of the best Junior Hockey Canada has to offer by experiencing a Saints game for your next outing. Tickets range from $10 to $17 with free parking and some of the best food and drink specials in town. For more information on tickets and how you can become a partner, go to sgsaints.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions, take one for Gene Principe. Are you ready, Gene?
Ready? I'm not just here to make a thermo a couple of bucks. I'd never just microphone it in.
Take one.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Nice.
Boom! I'm a musical genius.
Legacy's going to love this for furnace season.
What's not to love with no interest and no Principe payments for 1 year?
Are you always like this?
Yep. Unlike a furnace, I have no filter.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? By Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Oilers and the Blue Jackets are going to get set to go at it tonight in Columbus. Oilers looking for their first 3-game winning streak of the season, which is kind of odd to say, but it's kind of how it is the last few years for the Edmonton Oilers. The Gregor Show is always presented by PlayAlberta.ca. It is Thursday, your favorite game, the Daily Grand, where you can win $1,000 a day for the next 20 years. That's $7.3 million. Good luck at PlayAlberta.ca. Let's get to the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges, furnace repair, and maintenance. Do it now with LegacyHeating.ca.
Who, and I ask this with the spiritual gravity of a man who once saw an Edmontonian shovel their lawn because they mistook frost for snow, who in all of Western civilization has ever said, huge hockey game tonight, in mid-November? Come on. We've had one snowfall, so tiny the Weather Network should have mailed out apology cards and Tim Hortons gift certificates, and suddenly an Oilers Blue Jackets game has the emotional stakes of a Bachelor finale? Huge? In November? This isn't huge. This is left the slow cooker on while you're at Costco big. Stressful, sure, but no need for a full Greek tragedy. I stole this angle from Mark Spector, who delivered it with the weary authority of a man who's witnessed more Oilers collapses than a meteorologist has seen clouds. As Spec suggests, if this 7-game road trip doesn't end wrapped in a bow and scented with lavender, there's a whole buffet of uncomfortable conversations waiting. Tough calls? Absolutely. Gray hairs for Chris Knobloch? By Christmas, he'll be slamming a staff on the ice shouting, "You shall not pass!" at opposing power plays. Yes, they've won 2 straight, but only by the thin, trembling skin of a very nervous tooth. Columbus nearly came back against a team defending with the enthusiasm of a teenager told to unload the dishwasher. Then 30 good minutes in Philly before the Oilers mentally checked into their Columbus hotel. Still. And if that Flyers goal wasn't offside by a microscopic, possibly imaginary eyelash, eliminating a goal which would have handed them a 2-1 win with 24 seconds remaining in the third period, the Oilers, they might still be wandering up the Delaware River asking for directions. Win tonight? I won't eat my words, but I'll certainly rethink them. 2-minute warning. Gregor, Halley, Kruger. Is he still with us over there? And me, Tater. Weekdays, Sports 1440.
Tater's fired up. Yeah. Don't call it a big game in November against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, although probably a big game for Jack Roslovic going back to his former team. It's his hometown where he grew up, played. So you'd think he would be fired up. He's going to come in. He should have no shortage of confidence because he has been absolutely electric lately for the Edmonton Oilers, especially in OT. He's what Leon Draisaitl was last year for the Oilers in overtime. Pretty much money in the bank. Now he doesn't start every OT. That's the difference. So it's been a good start for Jack Roslovic, and we'll see if the Oilers can continue that. We'll come back with 5 questions, wrap things up on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit Loca.ca to start planning today.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the only place to call for heating your home. So when it's time to replace your old furnace, call Legacy. Or for 24-hour repair with no overtime rates. Legacy even heats your shower with hot water tanks. Call Legacy. And with no interest and no payments for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off, and with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Sure, your couch is comfortable, but watching the game is always better and on the rocks. With crystal clear TVs, you won't miss a single play, and the specials are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts. And play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the action this hockey season. See the menu online at ontherocks.yeg.com.
Summit Restaurant. Located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common, Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
A Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Carius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's Home for Sports.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
We're back. Time now for 5 questions brought to you by The Brick, where you get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair right now at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, Jason, Jack Roslovic once again. Overtime hero last night, if you had to put a number on it. How many goals will he finish with this season?
Good question. I'm going to say he'll break his career high and he'll score 24.
That would be something. I think he'll be a career high, but just below 23 goals on this season. Question number 2 for you. Scale of 1 to 10. What are the chances we get overtime again in Columbus?
Well, I'll say the Oilers have played a lot of games in overtime this year, so I'm going to say 50%.
Yeah, I'm going to say 6. It kind of just feels like that's the style they're playing right now, keeping it close.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll say there's a chance. There's always a chance. Question number 3 for you. I'll get ahead of it and ahead of tomorrow instead. Who's winning the Grey Cup on Sunday, and who is your MOP?
Well, Davis Alexander's playing, so I'm going to take Montreal, and I'll take him as the MOP.
All right. I'm going to say it's going to be the Rough Riders. And give me Trevor Harris. Good game through the air.
All right.
I like him as a guy. I enjoyed conversations with him. So I'll hope for that to happen. Question number 4 for you. Week 11 in the NFL gets going. Pats and Jets. Patriots 12.5-point favorites. And the over-unders at 43.5. PlayAlberta.ca. What's your pick tonight?
Well, the big favorites haven't been covering often. It is Thursday. I do like the Patriots. The Jets. I'm just, hey, you know what? They traded away some guys, so you get a little momentum from it for a short time. But I know they lost their best receiver. I'm actually going to say the Patriots, which I know is crazy. I'm going to take the Patriots in the points.
I'm with you. I hate to do it, but I think the Patriots find a way to cover, and I'll also take the under. I could see this one being like 24-10 or something like that. Final question for you. It is World Kindness Day. So in honor of that, what is the kindest thing someone has done for you?
Oh gosh. You go first. I have to think about that.
One time I was helping Jason Strudwick move something out of his storage unit at out by Winterburn. And it was like very cold out, very snowy day. And I went off the side of the road. I had no way of getting my car out. I was panicking. A couple guys in a truck drove by and were like, "Hey, you need help?" Pulled me out. No questions asked. So I got to say that was probably the nicest thing. Just randomly someone has done for me.
Well, that's a good one. I lost my wallet once. Fell out of my pocket in the mall, and the purse, somebody picked it up and just gave it to the store it was in. And I went back like 40 minutes later, and it was there. So to the random stranger who returned my wallet many years ago. That'd probably be it. That was nice, and all the money was still in it too. So that was great. Oilers, Blue Jackets will have all the post-game reaction. Puck is dropped. No score early on in the first period in Columbus. On behalf of Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, all of our guests, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you missed any part of the show, go to YouTube. You can watch it there. Get the anywhere you download your podcast, or jasongregor.com for individual interviews. Let's get to the comment. A Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca. Your next dinner is ready with Loca quality gourmet meals. Choose from over 200 chef-prepared meals. Quality foods at Loca Gourmet Meals, Sherwood Park and Edmonton. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
The Edmonton Oilers in action midway through the first out in Columbus, scoreless. Once the game wraps up, Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, Landon Ferraro at your post-game coverage. Elsewhere sends up on the Bruins 2-0. Panthers and Caps tied at 1 apiece. The Leafs have a 2-0 lead over the Kings, and Stars up on Montreal 1-0 after 20 minutes. Later tonight, Sharks in Calgary, Avs host the Sabres. Islanders taking on the Golden Knights, and it's the Jets in Seattle. Bad news today is longtime New York hockey writer Larry Brooks passing away after a brief battle with cancer. He was 75 years old. In the NFL, Week 11 gets going in Foxborough. Pats and Jets. That one gets going in about 20 minutes' time. In the association, Raptors up on the Cavs, 46-39 in the second quarter. Later tonight, the Suns host the Pacers and the Hawks in Utah. Right now, early on, Canada and Ecuador scoreless in soccer. And Shohei Ohtani named the NL MVP for the second straight season. That makes it 3 straight years, putting his total up to 4. He only trails Barry Bonds now, who has 7. That's going to do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Up next, Fox Sports Radio and post-game coverage with Andrew Walker. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
It's Sports 1440,
A Stingray radio station.
broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
It's week 2 of Canadian Tire's